This podcast is brought to you by Kurt's Kitchen and Q LLC, Comfort Soul Food and Barbecue Catering Services, servicing Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland areas. 219-444-1128.
Spoonful.
With a topping. Actually, no, I've gotten a single scoop before. It is actually like 2 scoops. If you put it in a bowl.
I love a
Either
good
way,
top
it's free.
thing.
Panda Express.
Don't start your shit.
What?
Panda Express.
People thought my fruity shit was funny. I'll have you know.
Red Robin.
No, my brother. My brother didn't find
some.
my fruity shit funny.
Why would you send me a video of a Met?
Of a what?
Have you seen? Did you watch it?
I was looking at it, but he's a Met. I don't care how great he is. He's a Met.
His defense is fucking sick. Bona Beef, Red Robin, Cold Stone Creamery, Buffalo Wild Wings, Chili's.
Baby back ribs.
Pull your mic closer, Joe.
And I usually delete them after I use them. McDonald's.
Actually, move your chair closer to
Yeah, I was about to say your chair might be what you gotta. Yeah, that's right. Why is he cussing?
Why you got on them little ass shorts?
What?
Why your shorts so small?
Why are my shorts so small?
Yeah, can you breathe?
What is he talking about?
Little ass pants.
Oh, they're short.
I know, but they're like so tiny.
You're wearing shorts, but just extended. You're wearing extended shorts.
Yeah, but they're not like that.
What? Look at Cam's. Cam's wearing UPS shorts. What are you talking about?
Good lord.
Brown dude for you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Put your knees away.
Okay.
Only Cam would wear tan and red, like fucking Clifford.
Like Target?
Like Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah, actually.
Let me tell you something. I'm sorry, I'm not
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
a clothing aficionado like the rest of you. His
Clifford
fucking
the Big
USA
Red
10
Nigger.
jersey.
Hey, I'm not. What?
Clifford the Big. You didn't know Clifford was black? The Big Red Dog. He was black.
He's a black dog? How come he was a red dog then?
That's because they have a really hard time drawing black people in animation, the animation world. Just like Skeeter was purple.
Oh no, Skeeter was black for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, that was a joke.
You see that haircut?
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
They did him wrong.
Patty mayonnaise.
Hey, man,
She was black too.
Yep.
she was fine though.
Yeah, jungle fever.
You said she got jungle fever.
He had jungle fever.
Doug. What a classic.
When are we starting this thing?
Oh,
We can start it now.
Okay.
Welcome to the what episode are we on?
4?
Four?
We didn't do the first one.
You
my
guys
gosh,
didn't do
we
the
are
first one, and then
four.
we did 2 number 2s, and then we did number 3.
This is 3 of us. The third one for us 3.
Yes.
4th one overall.
Yes.
Is it though?
It is.
Why do we always try to figure that out after we start recording?
Just because I was gonna look, and then some other weird shit happened, and then I didn't look. But yeah, no. Welcome to episode 4 of the Entertainment Panel. I am your host, Swill. Guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I am your co-host for the day, Cameron. Cam Angelo.
Don't talk to me like that.
Angelo. DC Ferguson on Snapchat.
Ooh, that sounded dirty. And I'm Joe. That's all. No fanfare needed.
It's funny because I do all these podcasts, and there's always like somebody who does like a big grand entrance for their intro, and then there's another person who's just like, I'm me.
Are you calling
There's
my entrance big
Joe,
and grand?
There's Joe. There's Julio. I'm just Julio or Mark. Just Mark. Yeah.
I'm more than just Cameron, so.
Unlike your other podcast, though, your regular podcast, this one is sponsored by Coke Zero. We
Actually,
do drink Coke Zero on this podcast.
I did buy cans of Coke Zero for you, just in case.
For me?
Yes, just in case that one gets stale.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I can chug this now?
You can chug
we got
it.
more.
We got more.
on deck.
It's,
We got 10 more in there.
It's
Hell yeah.
stale the minute you open it. Coke
Ready?
Zero
Ready?
is disgusting.
Okay. It
It
wasn't,
doesn't hit the same when it's not
it wasn't
fresh.
very loud.
Disgusting. Ew, please. Oh.
It was funny. I was talking to somebody earlier, and they were like, yeah, because when you sip beer, I said, I'm 260 pounds. I don't sip anything. I guzzle. I've never sipped anything in my life.
To be fair, it's hard to sip out of a pickle jar anyway.
Why?
There's not really a lip on it that's meant for human consumption. It's meant for pickling.
I do
for
realize
pickling cucumbers.
I do realize when I'm eating and like I have a drink, I need to drink slower because I'll take 2 bites of my food and then just chug my drink, and I'm like, well, now I have nothing else.
Drinking while you're eating is the best part.
So I'm kind of the opposite. Like when I'm eating food and it's in my hand, I'm just gonna eat the whole thing. I don't take a stop to drink unless I'm at a restaurant. I'm saying like if I'm eating fast food.
Serial killer.
No, if I'm eating fast food and I pick it up, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna be in my hand till it's gone.
I need
I'm not
to
gonna set
cleanse
it down. I'm not gonna get a drink. I'm not gonna check my phone.
I need to cleanse my palate like every 4 bites. Yeah.
There is a funny trend. I don't know if you guys have seen where women will set up a camera and they'll get a video of them eating, trying to match the speed of their.
I've seen that couple. I've seen that couple. The black guy with the white. She looks like she's dying.
And usually the guy is just shoveling food in his mouth.
She looks
and the
like.
girl
Did you
is
see the
trying
couple?
to keep up.
Did you see the couple? The
YouTube,
black guy
right?
and the big white lady.
Oh no, I'm thinking of somebody else.
I'll have to show you. She has like clouds around her eyes and stuff, and they're a big couple, so they're big people. But she looks like she's gonna.
Choose your words wisely.
Gonna what?
She's like pale. I don't know. I just hope she's healthy. Because they.
What does this have to do with
Big
what
Mama,
we're
your
talking about?
arm.
I assume they did a video like that.
Huh?
I assume they did a video like that. That's why you
Yeah,
brought
they
them up.
do a lot of.
Or you just randomly slam
I think
dunk
they
on this
created
woman.
No, I think they created the trend because they do a lot of videos of matching bites, and I've never seen a full body video of her. Just neck ups. I'm a big dude too, but like I can move around and do things. I can breathe. Go upstairs.
Okay. Can you please?
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just think sometimes you have to put your health above content. As I tell you guys now that next week we're doing a Kirkland hot dog eating contest.
With who?
It's me and Zach.
You?
No.
Zach.
No, I respect
who
myself
works in the
way
back.
too much for that. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's just on the sports panel we talked about Kobayashi or whatever his name was, and
Joey Chestnut.
and Joey Chestnut, and so that just came up like, hey, how many hot dogs can you eat? And he said 12 Kirkland hot dogs he can eat. I don't believe it. I said, there's no way you're eating more than me.
The quarter-pound Kirkland ones.
Yeah, he said he can eat 12. That's what he says.
It's about to
Now,
smell.
The math
like-
on that means that he's eating 3 pounds of hot dog.
They're the quarter pound,
Yeah.
and the bun with the bun they're quarter pound because without the
No, that's just the meat.
yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
3 pounds of just meat. Think about a burger. The biggest burger you're likely to find at a restaurant is a half-pound burger, unless you get some sort of crazy menu item. So you're talking about eating 6 of those. Because that's bun.
At Sheffield's. There's a thing called a Monster Burger, and it's a whole pound.
Boy.
I've been able to eat. It's a whole pound patty. I've been able to eat that burger and
two
their
more
fries,
of them? Because
and their
that's
fries,
3 pounds.
and I think a burger and a half of that I've been able to put down.
Keep the Febreze on deck because those belches are going to be ungodly.
Actually, it's more bread too,
I just
because
plan
you're
on-
putting bread on all 12 of them.
Yeah,
Versus a burger.
yeah.
Condiments?
No, I probably put.
can't eat a
I'll
hot
probably
dog
do.
plain.
I'll probably do mustard just to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I can't eat a hot dog plain. That's
Nah, you're
nasty.
And then the thing is,
Shit show draws.
the thing. No, well, my strategy, because I love competitive eating. You guys seen the way that I ingest food when I'm competing is different.
I remember that.
Your profile picture on my phone, your contact, is you competitive eating.
I don't like you for that.
You lost that one, I think.
We
all won, but you
acolyte.
lost.
Well, no, I actually won because I'm not the one who had to be curled over on the bathroom floor the next day. I slept like a baby.
That's true.
That's
And it didn't
because-
even come out
That's
bad.
because the lining walls of your stomach is used to weird shit like that. And you're
No,
like,
I had never had real spicy food before that.
bro.
I never had a craving for it. Now I crave spicy food.
I was curled up in a ball.
For the viewers who don't know, this has to be about 2 years back.
Yeah.
Or a year and a half, because it was just when me and whatever her face is first met. There was a chicken spot that just opened up, and they had a chicken tender eating contest. How many tenders was it? 3?
It was
This big.
I think
Pause.
it was 3 tenders, but
There's
they
3
were
tenders, but they were very big.
massive.
And
And it was 2.9 million Scovilles.
It may have been more.
No, it was 2.9. I remember specifically 2.9 million Scovilles, because Reaper alone is 1.9, I believe, and it was 1 million Scovilles higher than that. And so Joe's strategy was to cut it up with a fork and knife and eat it that way. I think you just went and just was eating them. My strategy
in like
was
4 pieces. Like
I
each
think
one in 4
I think
pieces.
Aaron's strategy was to take one bite and then stop.
my strategy was to grind the whole thing up into
You just
mush.
shredded it with gloves.
I shredded it with gloves like mush, and then I and I just was trying to get it down as quick as possible. I knew that if I could get 3/4 of the way through in half the time, then I should be fine. Where I went wrong and where I wanted to go back and do it again is the fact that I was sitting down, or excuse me, I was hovering over the food like this, and so I closed off my throat. If I would have stood up, pause. If I would have stood up,
Open that throat.
I know you know exactly how to get that motherfucker down, don't you?
Fuck off.
Throat goat. Throat goat.
Fucking.
Nancy Reagan on that thing.
Continue.
So I know that
All
if
right,
I would have
Nancy.
stood up straight and if I would have just put, but then I probably should have wore like a bib or something, because you don't want to get that in your beard. You can't touch your skin. So if I would have sat up, I would have been in a lot, or if I would have been level with the table and just ate level to the table, I would have gotten it down a lot easier, because it was just getting it down was the hardest part. But besides that, I mean, it wasn't that bad.
Bro, the heat wasn't that bad to me.
The contest wasn't that bad as far as the amount of
time,
food.
bro.
The time was
The time was
weird.
ridiculous because I think they gave us was it 90 seconds?
It was 90
Yes.
seconds to
To eat
finish the whole
3
thing,
tenders,
and then you had to
3
wait 2
giant
minutes before
tenders.
you had to wait 2 minutes before you got water.
Because the heat went, like, even though we failed it, like, I was fine with the heat. It was the day after where it was just my stomach was hurting. But, like, the heat, it was like, yeah, it's hot. But I'm like, I wasn't like,
It was just too much
dying.
food. I could have done it if I had another minute.
yeah.
I mean, for me, it wasn't the amount of food really. I prepped. I ate that day. I ate a banana and I drank milk and I ate crackers an hour before. So I prepped, and so I knew exactly what to coat my stomach with, to where I wasn't in any.
And chapstick, right? Did you do that
No,
too? Okay.
no.
Someone did.
I was on fire. I was on fire.
All right, let's get into it.
We'll move on. The Alkalite. So, where we left off on the Alkalite, the next
Spoilers,
episode.
obviously.
Spoilers, obviously. Then by the time this comes out, the newest episode will be out.
Right.
So it won't be too bad on spoilers. But where we left off, we left off on episode 3, right?
The last thing we saw that we talked about on the podcast was when the mysterious bad guy came in
5.
and just threw Homegirl across the forest.
Right.
And then just did some sort of, I don't know what he did, just caused
Force
some sort of
wave.
seismic shift in the, and then threw everyone. And then that's how it ended.
Yeah. And I would like Joe to acknowledge the fact that I was right.
Did I say on the podcast that you were wrong? Or did I say that I would hate that reveal?
I
think
you
a
said
mix of
you-
both.
I think it was a mix of both.
It was a mix of both.
I was
It was a
right.
mix
We'll
of
have to
both.
play it back.
was
We'll
a
have to
mix
play
of
it
both.
back.
Because I think it was.
But was
you
I
were
right?
Like,
Yeah, you were right, but it was also
And the thing is,
everybody said that.
No,
Everybody
no,
said the same
I
thing.
called it. I called it from the first episode.
You did say it before other people I saw say it, but
Yeah.
by the time they did the reveal, everybody online was saying, "Oh, it's obviously him. It's obviously him."
Yeah,
So-
and it is such a Star Wars thing for the unsuspecting guy, the goofy guy, to be a badass. If you go back to Yoda, how Yoda was introduced,
Leave
if you
Yoda
go back
alone.
to how Obi-Wan Kenobi was introduced,
leave Yoda alone.
they all were introduced as these weird. Yoda was like a Muppet
Okay, first of all,
and jumping around, doing
here's the
crazy
thing.
stuff.
You're getting a little bit mixed there. You're getting a little bit mixed there.
Hold on one second. Hey, princess. Hey, princess.
Hello.
I'm gonna call you back, okay? I'm gonna call you back in like an hour. Is that okay? Okay, I love you.
Love you.
You wanna see what daddy's doing? See all this?
Yeah.
We're doing a podcast.
What's a podcast?
I'll explain later, I promise.
Okay.
Okay, I love you, princess. I'll talk to you in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Go ahead.
I have so many jokes that I just can't.
Exactly.
I'm like,
You're not gonna
Stop
joke with
it.
my princess.
Exactly.
Nah, so I'm like,
You're not gonna joke with my princess.
So you're
It wasn't gonna be about you. It was gonna be about you. Don't worry.
I was gonna say you're doing a little mix up here though.
What?
So Yoda wasn't. He was introduced as being goofy, but that took place way after. Because remember, in the 4, 5, and 6, that was after the prequel trilogy. So the prequel trilogy, he was refined. He was like a master and all that. But then in the original movies, I guess that was years after. That's when he was goofy and everything like that. So it was actually for him, it was reversed. He was goofy after.
Well, maybe because
Timeline
but that's
speaking.
how he was introduced to the audience
As a goofy person.
Also, Palpatine. Palpatine was
He was not a
he
goofy
wasn't
character.
goofy. He wasn't a goofy character, but he was a fall in line
So,
character.
Which
like,
is fine.
Here's the thing. I will say I looked online because I don't like to go into the acolyte hashtag because it's just a cesspool of stuff in there, right? But honestly, from episode 2, I didn't know this, but everybody online was saying like,
It was
it's
so
him,
obvious.
it's him. And because I didn't look online, so I didn't know that people were saying that, but I do appreciate that they got it out the way now.
Yeah, I would have been mad if it would have drug it along.
That's why I told you. I said if this would have been a season finale reveal, it would have been
Weak.
very weak. So the fact that they did this the halfway point, it's like, okay, so we have this, but there's other shit that's coming.
And then
that you
also
have to
think
look
about the
forward
part where he first saw old girl for the first time, and he was like, "You look just like her."
to. Yeah, like he turned serious a little bit. Like he wasn't as like
He was a
like,
little
just like
scary
her.
right there.
Which I'll get to my prediction about that later on.
Just as far as what you just said, where you said you're glad that they revealed it halfway through, it wasn't going to be the big reveal of the season, which is true. However, the scene itself of him just murdering everybody, I feel like that happened too early in the show for us to give a damn about those characters. I didn't care. I didn't care that any of those people died.
Well, think about how they started
Except
the show.
for Jackie.
Someone died in the first 5 minutes of the show. Oh,
Right, but that was just to make you be like, oh, this show might be kind of like crazy. But then they just killed 50% of their cast or more. But I didn't feel like they gave them enough time to get any sort of like emotional attachment from the audience.
Well,
I'm not big on emotional attachment to characters. Kill them all.
But that makes the weight of the situation feel so much heavier when it's a character that we've seen for a couple of seasons or at least a full season or whatever. These guys made it. Some of them weren't even in every episode.
Is this supposed to be a one season run?
The way she said she when she first talked about the show initially, she said she doesn't like when shows like end on cliffhangers before they know they're going to have a second season. So she said she wrote this as a one season thing, but that it could still like kind of like the same thing with
And how many episodes?
Shogun.
How many episodes is it supposed to be?
We know.
8.
Oh, we know
8
it's going to be
episodes.
8?
Yeah, so we're literally
We have
at the
2
half.
left?
No, we have 3 left because that was episode 5.
Okay.
So we have 6, 7, and 8. Yeah,
Yeah,
6, 7, and 8.
I'm totally okay with them dying.
But it's weird because even though like we know when this is, after I watched the episode, it didn't fully hit to me where I'm like, oh yeah, all these people pretty much have to die. Like, because one of the big things in Phantom Menace was them being so shocked seeing Darth Maul because the Sith works so much in secret. So all these people who know about the Sith, they either have to die or Soul's got to keep another deep dark secret and not tell anybody because
They
it
knew
would
what a
mess up
Sith
the
was in the
timeline.
Phantom Menace, though.
yeah, like they knew because they
And
existed
this
before.
and he's not even a Sith.
Well, when the guy said he said he was a Sith, he said your people call me Sith.
Yeah.
And the guy Soul is like, why expose yourself now? And it's like maybe it's like more secrets that Soul's keeping, where it's like, does he already know secretly that the Sith exists? And because I know it's got to be more than just Khmer, like whoever his master is, if there's other like acolytes or whatever around. So I wonder if Soul knows, which I hope it's a good reveal. Like I feel like that's going to be the big
I feel like
Moment.
Soul's probably had a bout with the dark side.
bro. He was he looked like he was about to break into him when he was punching old dude because he stopped whenever he was about to execute him, and OSHA had to stop him. Which again, because I'm a dark side person, I said, "Boy, if you don't kill this, if you don't kill this man,
Do it.
get it up."
It's gonna roll.
Exactly. Do it. So, like,
Do you think that's going to be the big reveal that they're holding on to for the season finale? Is what Soul knows because he's been interrupted like 3 times trying to
When we get back
say
to the
what
ship.
he did, and every time he's like, "Oh, I'll tell you later" or something, or he's about to tell him, and then they get interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
They keep pushing that off, and are they trying to build that up for the big moment? That is like that going to be the
which is why
crescendo?
it needs to be a big payoff. It needs to be some good shit. Like, I want to see the Jedi like be the ones that like murdered all those like witches or something. Like it, and like probably like fucked with OSHA and I keep forgetting the other girl.
May.
Yeah, May's mind.
Let's not forget that their
That was
parents were
weird.
witches, and they
Yeah.
practiced
Lesbians.
practiced a dark part of the Force.
That was weird too. How at the end of the episode they switched. They basically switched roles like that.
She's gonna
That
know
just seemed a
right
little
away.
goofy.
Like, I
They
mean,
got to
obviously-
expose that immediately. They can't let that ride.
Well, Kamir obviously knows right away, but I feel like within the first couple minutes, Soul has to like realize like that's not OSHA that
Where
was
does
with him.
where does that fight sequence rank amongst fight sequences in Star Wars?
Oh man. As far as like group, like are you like as far as like big,
Fight scenes.
just in general, even 1v1.
Here's the thing. So
If I can ask you guys, what's your favorite?
I mean, like the one on Mustafar with Anakin and Obi-Wan. That's like one of the biggest
Goated.
ones in terms of like
Impact.
emotional impact and just like you know something terrible has to happen to Anakin for him to suffer all those burns. Like you knew. So I would say that's probably like the biggest one in my mind.
you know what's wild?
I would probably say for me that's got to be number 1.
This is probably going to be controversial. I don't think I like a lot of like it's like Star Wars like live action fights. Obviously, that's number 1 for me, the Mustafar fight. But I don't think there's been a lot of good lightsaber choreography, like enough for me to be able to.
The YouTube shit is usually better. Than
Yeah. So even though I'd say this would be I would say this would be either number 2 or number 3, but that's because, like, when I think of the original trilogy, obviously since that was, in the 70s, they couldn't really do much but swing. And then, unfortunately for the
Prequels, they were just so acrobatic and
Yeah,
like just
and so
doing 15 spins in the air. And like Yoda in those when he was doing his fights, like he's what, a foot and a half tall and he's got like a 4-foot lightsaber.
gum drop. with a
That
little
was goofy
lightsaber.
as he's just bouncing around like a pinball. Those were kind of goofy to me.
I did enjoy Obi-Wan and not Count Dooku, Obi-Wan and General Grievous.
Oh, General Grievous. That one was a good
I did
fight.
enjoy that one.
That one was a good fight.
So now it's getting to the point where I think where they have to go and where they've been going is creativity in the fights now. That's where it's getting. Like this one when what's his name? Kamir. When he triple tapped Jecki with the little like dagger saber, that was cool. Or when he force pulled a second person into the
onto
saber. He had one and then he force pulled another right into it. That was dope.
and then cut their heads off.
And then executed them. That was dope. Also, I really liked Rey's in was it The Last Jedi? I don't know, one of those movies where I can't remember what exactly happened. If she was getting choked out or something, but she dropped her saber and then picked it up with the other one and then turned it on. That was cool. So anything that has like a creative more than just like jousting type of thing, I think that's kind of where they got to go and where they have been going, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, I think for me, my number 1 would probably be the one with Rey and what's his face, Kylo Ren. Their duel that they had together
On top of the ship or on top of the water, like
the one that they had when they teamed up.
Oh yeah. And
okay.
Yeah, so that would probably be number 1 for me. And
Visually, the forest one I thought was awesome too.
Yeah.
When they were fighting in the forest, like, and you just see the blue and red glowing off all the trees. That was a cool one.
Now I do have some bad news though about tomorrow's episode. It might be bad news. The same person who
Let me guess,
directed
it's 11 minutes long.
No,
and
which
4 minutes are credits.
I wouldn't be surprised. but the same person who directed
Straight to
episode
jail.
3 directed this episode, and episode 3 was the flashback episode.
Well, yeah, but
So it could be
just
good
'cause
or
they
bad.
directed it doesn't mean they decide like they're
Oh,
not
like the bigger
control over the
choices.
story.
It could be bad in terms of pacing or depending on how good, but it could be good because this could be the flashback.
The little kids
where we
weren't great
see-
actors.
No. Which it's rare to find good child actors. Even though once you do, a lot of times they get fucked up in the head.
The kid who played Anakin was a terrible actor.
Leave him alone.
He was. He had a hard life after that.
He like never acted again, right?
No, he just did drugs.
Yeah, hell yeah.
When we were,
Are
we
you
were
an
talking
angel?
about-
Used all that pod
Where can I
racing
find
money.
angel dust?
when we were talking about fight scenes, I thought of Ahsoka and how slow those fight scenes were. Like
Because Rosario Dawson's like 50.
like which is wild because people were showing like Jackie and at that like how she was fighting with the dual sabers. People were like, that's how Ahsoka fights in the animated series. So like why like yeah, she's older, but if you don't sneak that stunt double in there and hit
There
fast
ain't
forward
like-
on the
there ain't
edit
nothing
button.
I was gonna say put at 1.2 speed.
Exactly. It's like, bro, it sucks that it was that slow. But I
When
hope
does Ahsoka come back?
I don't even know when they start filming. I don't think they haven't even started filming yet, so I'm not sure. I just hope that, which if we're to take the showrunner's word for it, she says now that the storyline has been set, it's pretty much just going to be like full speed ahead from here. I'm like, bitch, don't lie to me, okay?
What, getting to the end of the story?
Yeah, like keeping up with like the pace and everything like that. Now that that's out of the way, which I hope so because I would like it to end on a good note and not like be like moderate here, really good here in the middle, and then just trash at the end or just moderate again at the end.
By the way, are you recording?
That's why I got to check.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, and just a quick prediction, just throw in. Part of me thinks that Osha is going to turn to the dark side, and May, who obviously started off dark
So they are
side
gonna flip.
adjacent, yeah, because I think once Osha finds out whatever it is that happened, and since she's going to be spending time with Kamir now, since he has her, I think whatever happened is going to be enough to push her to be like, okay, well, fuck the Jedi. Because she's so Jedi heavy. Like, no, the Jedi are good. We have to trust them. They're good. You don't understand. And she's going to find out whatever the fuck they're hiding. And she's just going to flip. And that's going to
And May was about to turn herself in. Like the episode previous or maybe early in the episode. I can't remember. And then she went from bad to be like, no, I'm going to be good. And then she went bad again.
Which, that confused me a bit. Because
She didn't go bad again. She just was trying to get out of it.
Because, yeah, she was, it's like
But
she
didn't
was
she
scared.
interrupt? Wasn't there something where she interrupted
Yeah,
something in favor of...
Soul. Because she, like, blasted him with the...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she was... Which...
With the
I just
stun.
wish, which I guess it's a story thing, but I just wish after she blasted him, she would have just spilled the beans or whatever. But she was like, "You don't understand. They've brainwashed you." I'm like, "Well, bitch, tell me what they've done to me to brainwash me." But you know, they gotta make it 8 episodes, so exposition like a motherfucker. But high hopes, man.
We'll
R.I.P.
see.
Jackie,
We'll see. We'll find out tomorrow.
my 3-hole punch.
Tomorrow's
queen.
episode 6.
Did you see those?
7, 8.
Did you see those memes? Somebody posted backlight spoilers with no context, and there was a 3-hole puncher. I said, "Go to hell." Every last one of you. Every last one of you go to hell.
All right, let's move on to the next topic.
I'm okay they died.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're okay they died because
I'm not.
they didn't build up the emotional connection to any of those people except maybe
Jackie,
Jackie.
that's the only one I care about.
I mean,
Killmonger,
and
I don't
every
give a fuck
and
about.
every unless your name is Obi-Wan Kenobi or Anakin, as a Jedi, you're disposable.
That's rude,
That's how it's always been. They've always been disposable.
don't you?
Your favorite characters have always died. When then Qui-Gon dead,
Luke Skywalker
dead. Everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. Unless you're on the Jedi Council, you're pretty much dead.
And guess who's still standing? Rey Skywalker.
Skywalker. Would you smash
Ray Palpatine.
Ew, disgusting. Were you about to ask what I
isn't
smashed?
she this?
Daisy
Is it
Ridley?
wasn't that the twist that she was a descendant of Falcon?
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Pissed me off. Fuck J.J. Abrams.
How? How was it? I remember.
Because
I don't
Palpatine
even
was putting that
remember.
Palpapenis in somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. and then he discarded her to a different.
He put her. It was kind of goofy.
J.J.
I don't even
Abrams.
remember. Like he put her on Jakku or wherever the hell she was. Like, or she was
actual-
put there to try to be so far off the radar that he wouldn't be able to find her. Which is basically like the whole thing with Luke being sent to Tatooine, so Vader wouldn't find him. Like,
J.J. Abrams.
I don't know. It was kind of
He can go to
convoluted.
hell. He can go-
Ren
But-
Fair.
I didn't do my homework.
So you've seen it all.
Yes.
I haven't seen it all.
yes.
You say your opinion first.
I still don't know if it's real or not. I don't know. But I've never seen a grown man have such a hard on for another grown man ever in my life. The way that the general manager would talk about George,
Oh, okay. I was wondering
I've-
who you were. Okay.
he's laying with his. This isn't spoiling.
Jeff to George.
Jeff. He's laying with his wife and they're talking, and he's like, "George has given us everything. Look at all the things George has done for us. George has given us a whole entire life. Say it. Say you love George. Say you love George." And she was like, and he's like, "Just say it. You know you love George. We all love George." His obsession with that man was disgusting.
It's getting cult.
It's literally like he runs a one-man cult in his mind. Did you get to the part where?
I finished it.
Oh, you finished it? Okay.
Yeah.
There's also a section where, and he has a weird obsession with the show itself. Like,
Okay.
You talking about Jeff still?
yeah,
So your takeaway was that Jeff's a weirdo?
he is an absolute.
More so than George?
George is also a weirdo, but George is
loves
authentic.
Jeff,
At least George is his
Jeff
own
was
man.
sympathetic, I thought.
At least George was his own man. George was his own man with his
Old
own decision.
senile man.
Old senile. He did what he did, and he said, "Fuck everybody." He has his quirks, yes, but like, stand on your own 2 feet. Like, are you gonna watch it?
I am gonna watch it, but I don't mind the discussion of it. I am gonna.
I
watch
felt
it.
bad for Jeff, for sure.
I did not feel bad for Jeff because Jeff looked like he liked getting punished, and he looked like he was, and even when he got the ultimate punishment, he went back for more. And on top of that,
Oh, no, I'm
and on
mad.
top of
I'm
that,
gonna watch it. I'm
and on
so
top of that,
mad.
he chose when it came down to George and him and his family, he chose George. It was weird. He had it was the weirdest fucking thing.
He about to hit you with a rebuttal.
I'm not necessarily disagreeing with this specific topic, but just the show overall, which was recommended to me. I also saw, I think on Twitter, people saying, "Oh my God, you guys got to watch Ren Fair. It's crazy, blah, blah, blah." And then a person at work telling me to watch it.
They could have
And-
kept that show.
And I watched it, and they were talking about how crazy it was. And I think I even, after the first episode, I said something like, "Oh, it seems like it's Tiger King and Ren
Remember, that's how
Fair."
you
Because the
described
first episode, they introduced all these different people, and you're like, "Oh, these people are so weird." Then episodes 2 and 3, I was so bored, honestly.
I was kind of bored too.
I was like,
How many
okay,
episodes in total is it?
3. It's only
Things-
3
Oh,
it's just-
episodes.
Yeah, and it's
I was
just
like, okay, I get it. I see where you're going. So what happens? So what happens? And there was nothing like Tiger King had like murder,
twists.
suspected murder, twist. All of a sudden, like characters are banging each other. Like laws were being broken. Like it was getting wild. And this show, it's more about like the infighting between employees.
Yeah.
I was like, and we're seeing
the
like
girl-
meetings. We're seeing, I'm not trying to get too much into the details, but like there's meetings that they have where they're just discussing like how they're going to run the park, and people are disagreeing.
Who's the
I'm
girl
like,
that
I don't- what do I
George
need to
keeps
see this
snapping
for?
on because she keeps forgetting?
Darla?
She was hot.
Oh my God, no. Hot?
The older lady,
She was not hot.
the older lady when she was all dressed up in the Renaissance.
No. No. She was Marjorie Taylor Gangrene. She was not hot.
This isn't her, right?
Yes.
Let me see.
Yes.
She looks like a Harry Potter villain.
No, you got to see her in like her regular.
You know how people be like, show
Because
me
they
a
would
picture
show
of your
her.
crush.
They
Like,
would
man, I
show her
gotta
in
find a better
that.
picture of her.
No, they'll show her in that, and then they would also show her when she's just like drinking
She
beers
looks like
on
she's
a
a
boat.
Lestrange.
She looks like what?
There's a Harry Potter reference.
Oh, I've never seen Harry Potter.
That was
Right?
good. That was good.
Anyway, I was just kind of bored by it all, and I told D, like, while we were watching episode 3, and we were like halfway through, and I'm like, there's 20 minutes left. What am I supposed to like be?
It just
shocked
ends,
by?
right?
Like what? Yeah. Well, I was like, what's the shocking conclusion that's gonna make me like, oh my god, you gotta watch this show? And then it ends, and I was like, oh okay. And then they put like the words, like an updated thing on there, and I don't want to spoil what happens, but then I was like, oh, all right. Like I
Oh,
guess I'll
so
just
it wasn't-
Google. I guess I'll Google what's going on now because like there's nothing. I don't know.
There wasn't like a big like mic drop moment like at the
No.
end.
No. And I was just like, oh, okay. Well,
I don't
now we
even
just now we just know about this goofy group of people, but that's about it. Like,
I'll
I
still
don't know.
watch it.
It's
It's only 3 episodes.
it's
They're
the-
like 45 minutes. It's a quick.
It's the biggest Renaissance fair in America, but there are a lot of Renaissance fairs.
I'll watch it during breakfast tomorrow. The first episode at least. So
I would say it's interesting. I just wouldn't say I wouldn't expect to be
It's not
like
Tiger King.
no,
It ain't no Tiger King.
I wouldn't expect that people are going to be like talking about it and like it's not going to. But it's interesting.
I just never seen another man gush over another man like that before.
I mean, that's why I felt bad for him because I'm like, this guy really put his whole life into this job, this place, this man.
I mean, at
And then
one
he
point,
just was
dude,
like-
you
he just got his stepped
Gotta
on.
let go.
you gotta be a man, bro.
I think he may have even said that to him.
He said,
You-
"Be a man."
I think
he did. I think he did a couple times. Anyway, you'll see it when you watch it.
Like George would talk. He's like, "Well, don't cry."
Yeah, he did say that. That's right. He's
Yeah, I
like,
mean-
don't cry. He's like, come on, be a man. Get over it. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
Oh no, I gotta tap in. That's what I get for
Anyway.
not doing the homework.
So, perfect match. I finished it. You haven't started the season. You're like halfway through the season, right? I just finished it. There's 12 episodes? 10?
I didn't watch season 1.
You did not?
I did not watch season 1.
Oh, so that's why the kissing challenge. Okay, because
why I
they
was
did the
thrown
same challenge in season 1. And I said the same thing. I'm like, this is kind of dumb. They know who each other is.
Bro. I knew what the basis of the show was from when you like described.
Wait, how do you
it
know
to me.
Dom then?
From the mole. That's the only reason I knew Dom. The
Oh,
mole
because
yeah,
he was
he was
on
in
the
that show
mole.
first, yeah.
Then he
Season
was
one.
on Perfect Match,
Yeah.
season 1 and
Yeah.
2. Okay, got it.
So when I went in watching it, I'm like, okay, I like a good Netflix, reality love mess. This show, I have never had so many twists and turns of people that I like and then hate, and then actually like, and then just like, I'm all over the place. Right now, I know I don't want to say necessarily who I want to win at the end, but like I don't know I don't even know where to begin with. There are people. Okay, so let me gather my thoughts here. There's one particular guy on the show who I kept telling Joe, it's like he's like a notorious man whore, like in all these shows, right? Like in all these reality love shows and shit that he does, right? However, in this show, he's doing the exact same thing he's done in other shows where he's like, oh, I'm changed, I'm reformed, I just want someone that I can love and might be my person, I just want my person, that whole bullshit, right? And I'm like,
He's Chinese if you couldn't tell by Kim's accent.
he's not Chinese. I was trying to do a British
I
accent.
want to find my person.
It was a terrible British accent. It's fine. But
Now you have to cancel the whole show.
he's the way he comes into the show, like he talks about how much of a playboy he's been, how much he's cheated in the past. And all these people know each other because it's the age of social media. So they keep up with each other's relationships. So everybody that's on this show knows that about him. But for some reason, there's one particular girl who I don't know if she thinks she can.
I can change him.
And I hate that
And
so.
I think I know who you're referring to. Based on where you are, I think I know who he's with at this point.
Hate it so much. And so I'll go off of like the first episode. There's that guy I talked before, Brighton
Ugh.
Constantine or whatever, right?
from Squid Games, the competition show,
Who
which is a great show if anyone hasn't seen it yet.
I liked him at first because of him being a good villain. Unfortunately, he's a real life villain for reasons I won't get into, but he can go to hell. Okay, he can go straight to hell. But as I'm watching
He
the
is glad
show,
June is over.
that's a
His
double
calendar
thing.
goes straight from May to July.
I don't know if you purposely did that as a double hit.
So yeah.
Okay, because
We'll say
that was
yeah.
clever. But anyway, there's this girl who he's partnered up with, and her whole thing is like, I know he's bad, like we argue, he's so toxic, but that's just what I'm into, I guess. I know it's a bad thing, and that's another thing I hate. Like people who make being into toxic people their personality trait. It's like, girl, like you're what, 28? Okay.
Are you talking about Dominique?
Yes, another Dom on the show.
She sucks.
And it's just like, these people are so hard to root for, except for two couples. I think that I'm rooting for right now. Yeah, I'm rooting for two couples. And this guy makes me worried that it's going to be one that I don't want to win.
Can I ask you guys a question that's a little off topic?
Oh God.
Did the girl from Squid Games get paid?
Oh, because I remember she said she hadn't gotten the money yet.
Her name was May, right?
Yes.
Probably still is May. But yeah, I don't remember.
If she
what
said she
happened
got
with
that
her.
money yet. She had to have gotten paid by now.
Go ahead, keep talking. I'll look
She
it
had
up.
to have gotten paid by now. But like,
I mean, Netflix produced the show. How could she not get her money?
I do feel like this is just an overall judgment of the show. I feel like once you get to episode 7
How
or
far
6,
in are you?
I'm on episode 8. I'm almost
Oh.
done. I'm gonna finish tonight. I feel like because the way without spoilers, the episode I just ended, just a big twist just happened where they separated that whole thing.
Okay, yeah,
so
yeah,
that's where I'm about to get into.
Oh, did you finish the episode?
No, it was the end.
Oh, so
where
the
there was
next one is where that-
is that one. Here's my.
She got paid, by the way.
She got paid. Okay, good.
Yeah.
My issue is I feel like by episode 6 or 7, depending on what's about to happen now, new people that they're like, oh, we're gonna match them with this person on a date, send them on a date to try to fuck with them. I'm like, if you've been dating this person in the house for at least 2 or 3 episodes by now, it would be weird if one date with a person, you're like, you know what, I changed
Flipped
my
you?
mind. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I feel like at that point, it's like, I kind of get bored because I'm like, I know you're not going to stay with
Yeah,
these people.
they
And lo and
just-
behold, they don't.
That happened without getting into which couple it was. That happened in an episode you've already seen, where they split up the strong couple, and the strong couple both came back on their dates, and they're like,
And they didn't
nah.
match.
They're like, nah, we're good. And those 2 new people just left.
Bruh.
They immediately left because then no one else was there for them. So nothing. So there's one point where the 6 new people that come in, 5 of them immediately go back out. Only one of them stays in the house. And you've already seen all that. I don't know if you were logging that in your head, but there was a point where 3 straight episodes, only one of those 3 stayed.
Yes.
One of the 3 pairs of new people. So 1 out of the 6 people.
Child. One other thing I will say about male Dom,
That's my guy. He's my favorite guy.
he did something that pissed me off. It made me mad. I'm about to attack your black friend on this TV show. Let's just say someone that he initially matched with called him out on something that he did, and I actually noticed that immediately in the show as it was happening. I don't want to say what specifics. I don't want to spoil it. It's good. I love mess, and the show is messy to an extent, and I enjoy that. And
I can't wait till you see what couple wins.
don't do this. To
I was
me.
I was live texting you during it. And
I was posting on Snapchat as I was watching it.
I didn't realize that you were posting while we were texting.
And at one point, as I'm talking, he texts something, and I look and see the preview at the top, and I say, hold on, I'm about to cut somebody out really quick. And I was talking about him because this fucker. But yes, you should watch it. I mean, you said you're
Which
gonna
text
watch
was it that I
Yeah,
sent you?
I'll pretty much have it finished by the time I get back because I have 3 flights.
Yeah,
so,
I was gonna say download them all for the flight.
yeah.
It was the Xanthi thing, but then I ended up not cursing you out because I agreed with you.
New season of the Mole.
Because why is she
up
there?
too.
Why was she there? Yeah, the Mole is what Dee and I are gonna tap into next. We're actually finishing up on a show that I don't want to get into this week because someone who's gonna be joining the podcast next week, she has seen it all and she recommended it to me, so I wanted to give her a chance to talk about it. But it's called My 6 Schizophrenic Brothers, and it's on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
And Dee and I have watched the first 2 so far, and it's pretty sad, but it's interesting. So I hope to have that done by next week, and then this other person can come on and talk about it. If you guys want to watch that, that's fine too. And then we're gonna watch The Mole after that.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, get into this next one, Steve. This is all you because you're the only one who's seen it so far. And
Yeah.
you finished it?
I only
I've seen
have
some
I
of
have
it.
I have like 22 minutes left.
Oh yeah, it's a one-off
Yeah,
documentary,
it's a one-off
hour 42
documentary.
minutes.
I just want you guys to see.
jail.
And it's called Tell Them You Love Me. And
Yeah.
we did briefly talk about, on the podcast last time.
Yeah.
But only you knew what it was about and you kind of explained it to us.
I explained it, but I didn't do a really great job of explaining it. So, this gentleman, he wasn't just autistic. He wasn't just mentally. They used that word because that's what they used at that time. He had They said that he had like the brain function. Like that gentleman right there said that he had like the brain function of like a 6-month to 12-month-old.
Oh my God.
Not only that, he had a very, from birth, very aggressive cerebral palsy.
Oh my God.
So that's what his ailment was. It wasn't just autism. That's why he's nonverbal. He can grunt. He could say some things, but for the most part, he can just communicate very, very small things. She walks you through how because the machine that she used to communicate, it records the conversations.
Audibly.
No, and it
only
records
the keystrokes.
the keystrokes. So the machine that she used to communicate with him had real conversations in it, but when they did the science on like the mother and the mother and the son, like the brother of the gentleman, he said, me and my mom, we could never figure out how to communicate, how to use a facilitated communication to be able to talk to him, and we could never figure it out. And she would always say, you need to try harder, you need to try harder, you need to keep going, you need to be consistent. He said, we never figured it out. We got nothing. And they literally proved that facilitated communication is not a thing. They showed the practice of how they would show the assistant one thing and then turn the picture to the other person, and it would drop into a different picture, and it would be something different. And then they said, okay, type out what you saw. And then so they would show a house to the assistant and a pig to the
guy. Yeah.
and they would always do house. And she was having these, she supposedly said she had these conversations with them. She went over the first time that they slept together.
And what decade is this?
This is literally like not even 20 years ago.
Ugh.
And so,
Jail.
She went to prison. She went to prison.
Literally. Straight to jail.
She went to
Literally.
prison.
Electric
But I want you guys to
chair.
also just see
Turn on the electric
his
chair.
condition, because the guy's condition is not one that. And then so the parent, the mother actually started seeking help from authorities because they, at one point, once she revealed to them the nature of their relationship, the brother and the mom were uncomfortable with it, and they decided that we don't want you to see him anymore. And she started calling the house. She started negotiating. She said, I will sign my name in blood that we will be married and that we
Sign my name in blood.
will be married and that we would I'll stay with him. I'll leave my husband in this amount of time. Different things like that. So
I need
The white lady right there with
Yeah.
the Karen haircut, she is the one who did all the atrocities.
Yeah.
And she was willing to go on to this documentary.
She looks
because
like
she still believes that in the work. She still believes in what she did. She still believes that
She defends herself
she defends herself.
the whole time.
Yeah,
She
and
looks-
then she said that when they introduced him, like when they introduced themselves to the mother, they said that he asked her to kiss him in front of them. It was all in her mind. It was all in her mind. So she says that he can't really kiss. So just imagine her
No, I don't want to. No,
sitting in front of his mom and brother,
No.
trying to kiss him.
no.
He wears a diaper. He isn't able to do things on his own.
I need them to put whatever that thing is they put in people's mouths before they put them in an electric chair, and I need them to turn that switch up and keep it on until Nips go call.
She also started.
What the fuck
she
is
also
happening
started.
over there right now?
She started issues with the mom. Like they were driving one day, and the mom was listening to the gospel, and it's a black mom. You see her right there. She's a black mom.
Mm-hmm.
They were listening to gospel, and then she turned off the gospel and turned on classical music and said, Derek likes classical music.
Derek don't like when I throw these hands because
She was
what are you
trying to make it
talking
seem
about?
like he was more sophisticated than he was.
Oh my god!
But she legitimately felt like they were in love. And there was some changes in his behavior once they stopped, when she stopped coming around. But you got to think, like, this is probably his only time he's ever seen or been around a woman like that. And,
That's
she
showing
was
him that
trying to
kind
do
of
some cool
attention.
things for him. Like, she had him in a class where he could learn, and he was participating in the class. And they did have a tutor that she also did the facilitated communication with him, and he wrote papers and wrote things. And she also claims that it came from him, and she did not know. Like, they had a book that they were supposed to read, and they said that he read the book, and that he was writing a paper on the book, and that the assistant helped him write the paper on the book, and the assistant had never read the book before. So, I mean, there's an argument there, but then there's really not an argument there. I just think it's crazy.
I think she's crazy. I don't like to say that often about people.
The brother, when she described how
like to
she
call
slept
people
with him,
crazy.
the brother left the room to go throw up.
See,
Ugh.
funny.
Look how confused this nigga
It's
looks.
not funny. It's just because I would have the same reaction, and then I'd probably come back and I'd smack her in the back of the head
Yeah.
with a book,
Yeah, it was bad. It
like
was
with
bad.
a thick Bible. I'm talking New International Version. Like I would.
This is the part where they're talking about, her undressing in front of him for the first time.
Nope.
They slept together in the mom's house, and
She looks like a runaway pilgrim. Like I don't want to see. Ew.
Would you have the famous painting?
Yes, but the farmer.
The farmer?
That's what she looked like. Ew.
yeah, that's her in the car with him when she changed the mom's radio, and the mom almost popped her.
Like, bitch, don't touch my Kirk Franklin.
Yeah, and this,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Like one of those like murderous babysitters on the run. Like, ew.
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh,
So
gross.
I don't know.
Gross,
I
gross.
thought it was wild. I fell asleep on it, but it was for the most part, it was pretty interesting.
I need to watch that like after I watch something that makes me feel good, and then watch
Watch a
something
comedy?
Yes.
And now we get to the bear.
I have not started
I haven't
the
either.
new season. You're the one who's seen anything yet, right?
I've seen
And
the
I've-
entire season.
You've seen it all? How many
I've seen it
episodes?
all. There are 10 episodes.
What do you do?
Wow, when did you watch that?
Here's the thing.
Do you sleep?
Here's the thing. I was off, so I got off at 7:00, and on the night that it came out, and it came out at 8, and then I was off the next day. And the episodes, obviously the bear episodes are only like 27 to 35 minutes long, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's quick. It's a quick binge. I'm not gonna say any spoilers, obviously, whatsoever.
Does it give you the same amount of anxiety as the other seasons?
One episode does. The rest gives me, I would say, NyQuil.
Oh wow.
I would say.
So it's boring,
a nap.
obviously.
This season was a very strange. Like, it's weird. Like 10 episodes, and I felt like we were still. I didn't like it. I'm just. I didn't like this season, and it's weird because something that I was worried about after season 2. I didn't want it to become like a cameo palooza. And that kind of is what happens here, where it feels like everyone knows this is a popular show now, so many people want to be a part of it, and it feels like that sort of took priority over the story, and it was just.
And it's also a show that can cater to that because you're a restaurant, so you have characters come in and eat. And they could be in a singular
And you're in
episode.
downtown Chicago.
So and so is at this table, and there could be an episode about them at that table, or you know what I mean. Like they can pop in and out. So I can see why it's conducive to cameos.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. There are 3 of those 10 episodes I feel like are peak The Bear. Like I loved 3 particular episodes, but the rest it was just like a blur. But they did also say that they shot season 3 and 4 in close succession with each other. So I feel like season 4 might come out a little bit sooner, which would make me feel good. But yeah, I was upset because I was very excited. Like I was very, very excited for the show. But you know, it's not like it's terrible. Don't get me wrong. I said sleep NyQuil. It's not a terrible. It's still a good season. It's just 1 was great, 2 was amazing, and this was just like, all right.
I guess once me and you watch it, we can kind of do a
Get the full deep dive.
deeper dive.
I'll probably have it started by next week. I probably won't finish it by next week. 10 episodes is a lot, but
The strongest points of the show is by far like the character. Like those characters are great. Like I love them. The facts are great, which I have to always emphasize facts because it keeps sounding. The facts are great. Richie's amazing. Sydney, Carmi.
I hate Sydney.
don't a lot of bad things happen to the Fack family?
Yes. Like that's like their whole thing.
Yeah,
Where, like they're like cursed. Yeah.
And they're probably not religious.
Yeah.
So God hates Facks.
God.
Fell right into that one.
You need a
Fell right into that one, Cam.
You need.
You went along for the whole ride.
You have that on here. I didn't know you had that.
All right, let's talk about dark matter.
Now it's time for dark
Whoa. Okay. Shout out to Joel Edgerton. I haven't watched this. Shout out to Joel Edgerton though. He's the main guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's in dark matter. I haven't watched any of it yet. Again,
You thought. Never mind. I know what you thought. Dark Matter is a show that's near and dear to all of us because we know a guy who knows a guy who's on the show briefly. But besides that, it is a very awesome show, and this show
Apple TV.
It's an Apple TV show.
One season so far.
Apple TV's doing really well with these mind twister. What's that one?
Severance?
What's that? Severance.
Severance is great.
What's that one?
And then they had Ted Lasso, obviously.
What's the Leonardo DiCaprio movie that?
Killers of the Flower Moon.
No. The movie that
Inception.
Their shows are like Inception.
That's what. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it just makes you think. And this show I really liked because it really made me appreciate the decisions that I have made in life. Like I even texted someone and I'm like, there was a time when I wanted to X you out of my life, and I'm glad that I don't have to worry. And I'm glad that I don't have to think about what life would be like if I didn't X you out.
And this show
Or if I X you
inspired
out.
you to send that weird text.
Well, you know what the show's about, right?
Yeah, but I'm
It's
just
it's
saying the show was that influential on you that you're like, I got to right some wrongs. And you just pull out your pen.
Not really right wrongs.
Quill
It
and
was
you
more
start
like an
penning
appreciation text because that person is still in my life, and I'm like, I'm glad that I didn't cut you out. I'm glad that I don't have to sit here and wonder what life would have been like if I would have had you in my life still, and that we can ride this ride. It's a really awesome
What
show.
could have been.
Yeah, it really makes you think about it, and it makes you. And not only that, like a lot of, I mean. The podcast that I listen to the most, they didn't like the ending. I fucked with it.
Is it before? Not
done?
spoilers, but yeah, does it feel like a one and done show, or does it feel like
It could go on if you wanted to, or if it just leaves like the way
Well,
that
it's
it
based
is.
on
then
a
yeah.
book, so I don't know if you've read the book
how far
No,
the
I
book
don't
or
goes?
if you read books. But
Now
and
you
I
know
don't.
he don't read
That
books.
wasn't a dig.
He
I don't
reads
read
the
books.
ending.
They
No,
didn't.
no, he reads the
I felt
ending.
like the ending wasn't rushed. I feel like, and I didn't know the ending, and I didn't feel like. I feel like if they concluded the story, they concluded the story. It wasn't really like a sad ending where you're like, fuck. I wish I would have.
Don't tell me what type of ending.
Well, I mean,
I don't want any spoilers.
How do I put it? It just
like,
wasn't.
But it left the door open for season 2 if the
you-
ratings are good enough.
They left the door open to do as many seasons as you want to.
Because I don't know, like I said, I haven't read the book or know anything about the book, so I don't know if
Just by the type
if
of
it
story
fills
that
out
it is,
the book.
the type of story
Or if
that
it
it
diverges.
is, it can carry
It
on.
could carry on.
Yeah, and I think yeah, if you watch it, yeah, it definitely left that door open. But yeah, I mean, I mean, not spoiling it for you, but it's just basically talking about how our decisions affect our lives, and you know what we would be able to do if we can go and see what it's like if we'd made different
We made a
decisions.
different choice.
And every decision he makes supposedly branches off a new reality where he
Right.
went that way instead of that way, right?
Every
Butterfly
decision.
effect.
Yeah.
Every decision, what you ate that day, what you did, like every
Well, the
decision.
butterfly effect, that was different though, right? That was saying if you go back in the past, any little thing you do will affect what happens to you in the
Oh,
future.
yeah.
Versus this is more just
This
saying
is
that
real
it-
time.
Yeah,
I
that
was
it
thinking of that
splinters
Ashton Kutcher
off.
movie.
That there's infinite realities in which you went door A instead of door B, or you took the train versus flying, or whatever.
And the show
But that was
looks-
a great movie though, the Ashton Kutcher movie.
That show looks expensive too. Like at least from the trailers, I've seen like a lot of like visual effects.
It definitely has some day after tomorrow effects.
Oh, see, I love that. I love when Apple spends money.
They
It
got
was
money.
not like Severance where it's just all
got
white.
money.
And,
Yeah, but that adds to the creepiness of it.
yeah, it does. No, but I'm just saying, like you get they're
Show
outside in the
scares
show.
me.
They're outside. I mean, it's a really really great show. I finished it in like 3 or 4 days.
So much.
And how many episodes?
Is it like 10?
Like 8 to 10.
And how long are they?
The episodes are shit. I want to say like 40 minutes or something like that.
Which
fine.
controversial take? Bring back filler episodes. Bring back filler episodes.
This
for
has
certain TV
this
shows.
this has
Bring
filler.
back filler episodes
It
because
has filler episodes.
because
Why?
when you think of like TV shows pre-streaming, TV shows had like 22, 23 episode season. And yes, some of it would be like boring filler, but some of it would be like fun filler
But those
episodes.
are
like little
slow
random
burn
stuff.
stories. Those are slow burn stories.
But we don't get those anymore.
But
we
those
don't
were
get it.
comedies.
No, not even just comedies. Like
How many-
full on shows. Like shows like Supernatural. They had like
They were
23
22?
episodes. They were 23 episodes.
That was network
Seasons.
TV though, too.
Yeah,
That's a different.
That's what I'm saying. Like
it's a different
pre-
genre of. That's even a different genre of TV watching. The everyday, because those shows weren't. I don't think those shows came on weekly. New episodes came on weekly.
Yeah,
they did.
Supernatural,
Oh, they
yeah.
did?
It's because it's like it's the whole quick. Was it quick? Not satisfaction, quick gratification or whatever. Instant gratification,
gratification.
thing, where it's like you want to be able to
I think
breeze through it
terms
quickly.
the terms of what a full season looks like is different now.
Yeah.
A full season looks like 10 episodes. Back then it looked like
Sometimes
30.
even 8.
Yeah.
Like,
back
that's why-
back then it looked like 30, but that was because it was on actual TV and now
Versus
it's
streaming.
on Netflix. So it's
Well,
different
yeah.
because they're different budgets. You're talking about a television budget versus
Not necessarily budgets, it's that on network TV, you rely on a consistent audience because you're getting the people who are on the same 9 to 5 schedules, the people who are usually home on Sundays, whatever.
A bigger audience.
Well, bigger audience, but you have to be consistent with programming for the whole day because you're 24-hour programming. You know what I mean? So like those shows, if they do 22 episodes and then they have a couple weeks off, whatever, then they roll a new show that's 44. You've almost filled out your whole year in that time slot. You know what I mean? Versus streaming. Whenever they're ready, they drop it.
Because that's a issue with streaming is like their whole like churn. That's what they call it churn. Where like, say if you just wait for a show to come out, then you subscribe, then you unsubscribe once you finish watching that show. Versus with cable back then, it's not like you could
Locked in, baby.
Yeah, you were like with it, and that's why it takes fucking 10 years for season 5 of Stranger Things to fucking
Netflix
come out.
can.
Don't nobody want to see them kids.
Okay, like Disney Plus. This is probably a good example, or maybe Apple TV. Any of the networks any of the streaming services that I would say aren't the big streaming services, like who aren't, obviously Netflix, who puts out new shit every day, or Hulu, because they license so many things. But anyway, Disney could go like a month without a new show coming out, and they're going to be fine. Network TV can't go a month without a new episode of a show. You know what I mean? Like you can't. They had to be consistent, on time, scheduled. Their productions had to be, you know what I'm saying? Like on whenever Supernatural, I never watched that show, but I'm sure it ain't aired in the same time slot in the same time of the year, August through December, whatever the hell it was. Yeah. And I'm sure they had to keep running that because they had to line up their whole year so far in advance. Streaming's like, oh yeah, if you're done with the show, let's drop it next Tuesday, or let's drop it in 3 weeks. Like they're more freedom, which I like, because then I feel like they don't have to rush a show to get it out. Or if they need to do a reshoot, they can do the reshoot.
Do it.
Or if they're like, okay, our budget, we need to fly this in, and it's going to be so and so. Like they can do it. They don't have to be like, oh shit, we have 3 hours to get this shot done because it's airing next Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like I like that.
And they edit shit on the fly.
On the fly.
On Netflix. Like what was it? There was some show. It might have been Stranger Things that came out that even after it released, they were still going in and editing things as it was already on stream. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So if you watch an episode and then you watch it 3 weeks later, it may have changed.
Something will be different. Yep. And it wasn't even just Stranger. It was a couple of shows on Netflix where they like said they do that. They're like, yeah, I think One Piece. I didn't watch One Piece, but that anime to live action show, that was a big deal. They said it for that. They were like, yeah, there was an edit where there was an issue in the scene. The next day, they edited that out, and I'm like, bro,
they don't. Some people don't like that, but I like that. And that's the thing with DSPs too. With DSPs, you can do that with your music, and just change things on the fly. Bro. Like people who, because no one buys music anymore. You got to think like when Kanye came out with his album, it changed like 14 times. And it's still like even a lot of songs that I go back and listen to, they're different.
Are different.
Yeah, they're different.
That's why like with what's it like that show like Abbott Elementary, or there's this show that I watch called Will Trent. It's a procedural, like your typical type of like procedural detective show, or whatever,
ABC
right?
storyline,
right? And it's 15 episodes. It has an overarching story, but it's good and it has high ratings. And I'm like, I feel like the right person could bring network TV back in a good way, because
Tyler Perry.
Ew. Like, disgusting. Like, fucking, what's the name was network TV? Breaking Bad. That was network TV. And that was regarded as Well,
that was cable TV.
FX.
Network TV is like ABC, NBC, Fox, like the ones that air on.
Yeah, it's a wrap
You
for
can almost
them.
get on anything.
Those-
It's a wrap for them. Queen Latifah can't bring them back.
Those, in my opinion, and this is why I don't watch network TV. Is because they have to cater to the dumbest audience, because they have to cater to people who aren't going to necessarily tune in every week, who aren't going to be paying attention, who are whatever, and a lot of those shows are episodic and they're procedural, and they're like the Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, Chicago 911, all those shows,
80 seasons, bro.
those are all like so generic in terms of storyline and whatever. Yeah, and they pump them out. Versus cable TVs cable networks like AMC, which had Breaking Bad on it, That I feel like was a step above. They could get a little more risky with things. They could, have longer
Interview with the
episodes.
Vampire.
But they could also do, like, Breaking Bad had some episodes that were like 115 minutes, especially in the last couple seasons when they were like willing to bump other shows.
Yeah.
Versus network TV, you are on a tight
set
22-minute schedule with your, remember how like AMC would do like this episode provided to you advertisement free thanks to whatever.
Yeah.
And they would
Thanks
just
to
roll.
KFC.
They would roll the whole like 48 minutes or 50 minutes ad free. You can't do that on network TV. No. And then obviously once premium channels, HBO and all them, and Showtime, then they had so much more freedom. They could do any length they want. They could drop them when they want. They could do obviously more things in terms of nudity content, language, whatever. And then streaming goes even further than that. Like,
Bro.
Yeah, I feel like every step has evolved it more and more to the point where like I don't feel like I can go back to watching network TV like at all unless it's a comedy, because those are mostly dumb anyway.
Yeah.
Like The Good Place, that aired somewhat recently. I love The Good Place, and it didn't matter that the storylines were kind of superficial and every episode there was an overarching story. But every episode was a little mini quest that they were doing. And it didn't matter because it was network. It was a comedy and you just kind of laugh at it. But like a procedural, like a dramatic show on network, I can't do those. You should, though. I can't do those.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Murder, bro.
Did we talk about the new law that's going into effect?
What new
We
law?
talking about Pornhub?
Yeah. Did we already talk about that on the
We
last
did not.
spot?
No, it just happened. It happened like 4 days ago.
However,
I haven't seen a difference.
I'm going to expose
What
myself
do you mean you
here.
haven't seen a difference? The website doesn't work.
It does now.
Oh, it does.
So
What?
here's the thing. I didn't know about this. God, I'm disgusted. I didn't know about this, right? So one day, I clicked on the website and there was that pop up and it said you couldn't watch it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I kept trying to find ways around it and you couldn't get through it. However, yesterday, it went to the website just fine. So I don't know what the fuck
I stay
going
on incognito mode, so.
I think it took one day for Indiana legislators to be like, I need my fix. And they were like, what do you need?
Luckily,
Take
I
it.
have like 30 gigs
well,
downloaded
I'm not exposing myself that
of my
much.
greatest hits.
I'm not.
You're right. It does work.
Can you?
Which one is that? What are we doing?
You're right. Pornhub does work now.
What if it finds the video and flags it?
Hit
Because YouTube tells me like, oh, this is the video.
button.
No.
What the?
Let it.
My God. Anyways, the one last thing I was going to say about the cable
Real
stuff.
quick before you get to
go
the
ahead.
cable stuff, what's your favorite website?
I can't say that.
You're not ready to go? You don't have one in the chamber?
I have 3 in the chamber, but I'm not saying.
Oh, he's got 3?
Yes.
They're offshore, aren't they?
Yes.
What are you looking at?
You got foreign
You gotta
sites
go
on there?
offshore?
That's
I don't
the
use
real dirty stuff.
because the number one is I don't use a
you
website
nasty.
for one. There
You
is
are nasty boy.
there's this is disgusting. How do we get here? There's this app called Telegram.
All right, before you already said it. I was gonna say before you say it, you gotta do the thing where you can mute the mic.
Right? There's this app called Telegram, and let's just say they like Jesus Christ. There are channels.
Isn't that how January 6th got organized? Wasn't that on Telegram?
Low key, it might have been, but there are channels, and one particular channel just has, and it has a little search thing where if you type in a certain actor or actress that you're looking for, it'll just show you how many are in
Actor?
there. Yeah, the actor or actress that you're
No.
looking for. So, I'm sorry. First of all, I'm into movies and TV shows. You think I'm just watching some plain Jane automobile
Yeah.
ass person? Ew.
Amateur
What
all
is
day.
it? Is
I
it
need
deep? Is it
steaks,
deep fake?
okay?
I don't want to
is
see
it
people
just
at
like,
work.
No, I don't watch deep fakes. I can't do deep fakes. Deep fakes make me feel
oh,
like
it's just the
I'm-
sex scenes that they're in?
Nah, I don't
It's-
want to see people at their job.
No.
That's not sexy.
What do you mean? I want to see people at their job.
I want to
You don't
these-
have favorites?
I can't name a single porn star.
Oh, I can name them all.
I mean, like, okay, Ron Jeremy.
No.
Ron
I'm just,
Jeremy.
I'm just saying, like, the ones that don't even do shit anymore. Like, I
Oh.
can name those people, but like active.
Oh no, I can name.
I can name at least probably if I get a head start, like a little, I can name like 30.
30.
I can name a good amount of porn stars.
Can you name 30 friends?
Why would you do that?
I can.
Yeah, I can.
I can.
I can.
Yeah. Yeah. Porn star to friend ratio. I can do that. Yeah.
No, I'm not into that.
Well, you're also someone who's, you know, you're married. You have less time.
You can only get your shit off in the bathroom sometimes.
What?
I get my shit off in the comfort of my bed.
Anywhere
On
you
the TV.
damn please.
On the TV.
I was more
On the
so,
TV?
Yeah.
I touched that TV.
No, not that TV. On my TV in my room.
I was more so referring to the fact that
The
I'm
screen still
lonely.
works.
Huh?
And the screen still works.
Yeah, I cast it from my phone to my TV.
Yeah, have you seen? Do you remember the Goosebumps
He
intro?
don't get the joke.
Or not the intro, but the ending where like the green goo would be coming down the screen.
Slime Time Live in Steve's room.
Man,
His ceilings be dripping the next day.
don't touch
That's why your ceiling collapsed. It was heavy.
don't touch the towel by the bed.
Your ceiling was too damn heavy. They said, "Hey, this ceiling, it ain't load bearing. Get it? Bearing your loads. Get it?"
Anyway, back to your TV.
Cam, do you get it?
Just yes, I get it. Really quick, just to wrap up the TV thing, we're pretty much going back to. I'm sorry. We're pretty much going back to cable anyway, which I know people like joked about that every time there's a new streaming service. But now there are these packages that give you Netflix, Disney Plus, ESPN, and Hulu. These are all completely rival companies. There are packages now that give you that. I'm like, this is cable, bro. We're paying for cable all over again. Like it's just going around in a circle, bro. It's insane. Like I'm not.
What's that? Time is a circle. Matthew McConaughey smashing the beer.
Oh God.
Time is a flat circle.
It might
True
as well
Detective
be.
season 1. Watch it.
It's very good.
You've never seen it?
I don't like Matthew McConaughey.
You've never seen True Detective?
I don't like Matthew McConaughey.
That's not what I asked you.
No, I haven't seen it because I don't
He doesn't like Matthew
like
McConaughey.
or Ben Stiller
So you won't watch
Or-
anything that he's in?
That's fine.
Ben Stiller? Ben Stiller's great.
or Robert De Niro.
That's slander. That's
I don't
white
like anything
excellence.
non-gangster.
Robert De Niro is. Oh, okay. Well, he's still white excellence. He has like 6 black children.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Let's
a,
see
You
that
know
picture.
George Lucas is married to a black woman?
I would suspect so.
Which you.
He made Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, which you know when people refound that out, they were like talking shit about George Lucas online. People find out that he's married to a black woman like every.
What kind
2
of black
years.
woman? Like an American black woman, or like he went to?
No. She
black
is
woman.
she did very well for herself before. She actually might and the reason I know about
Remember
her
you told me about that.
the reason I know about her and the reason this gets me excited is because she apparently has interest in buying the White Sox, or she has shown interest, and I think she actually owns like a minority
rich.
stake, but I think she's been buying up more and more and more. They're
Minority.
saying when Jerry finally dies, that
Star Wars night.
that she might buy it because she's from Chicago, and she owns part of the team, like a small amount of team already. And I think George Lucas has even tried to acquire. I don't know if it was baseball, but I think he's tried to buy a professional sports team in the past and wasn't able to or whatever. So that would be awesome if she bought the White Sox.
Rich
Yeah.
family.
And then all the Star Wars connections with the team. Oh my God.
What a rich family.
That'd be amazing. But anyway, she made a lot of money on her own. And I don't have her Wikipedia page in front of me, but I think she's currently on the board at Starbucks. But I think she was also like either a founder or on the board of like DreamWorks, I think, or Pixar, or one of them in the beginning. And she made a lot of money doing a whole bunch of other companies. And now, of course, she's on like LucasArts, like board. But she made a lot of money on her own. She's self-made. And so together, the two of them have an unbelievable amount of money.
I didn't know they doing freaky shit in the bedroom.
Or
But-
not.
But
Or not. Just paying people to do it in front of them.
speaking
Paying people.
speaking of
You do a good job. I'll get you in the next Star Wars show.
that's how
You wanna-
John
you want-
Boyega got his job.
I was gonna say the guy we all hated from Acolyte.
Oh, that the
Jord.
Killmonger cut. Yord. Yes.
That's how Yord got his.
Such an unnecessary character.
Which, again,
so glad he's dead.
Which is weird.
Yord
because,
and Jackie were dicking each other down in front of George and not Melinda. What's her name?
I thought you were
What's
going
his
to say
wife?
Moana.
No, George Lucas's wife. I can't remember her name.
Oh, I don't know her.
Are they the Lucases or the Trumps?
Well, she kept her last name. I think Hobson's her last name. Melinda Hobson? Melody Hobson?
She looked like
Melody.
Melinda. Oh,
Black women
Melody.
show will keep their last name.
Bro.
Well, she made everything off of her name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess.
I
What
would
is the-
say, speaking of baseball,
Ooh.
you know what else
Cam
is similar
coming
to
in hot with a
baseball?
baseball topic?
You know what's similar to baseball?
Oh, God.
Football. And speaking of football, the 49ers.
I see what you did
Well,
there.
what is the
He's trying to
49er
segue
drive-in?
us right along to the next topic. The 49er drive-in is a local drive-in in
That was
Valpo.
such a reach.
That's fine. I appreciate you trying to usher us along. And it's a local drive-in, and Dee and I go at least 2 times a year.
They're
and I've
so
been going
cute.
since I was a kid. My aunt used to take me when I was a kid. And then I started going as an adult with friends, and then pretty much every girl I dated, I took there at some point. No? I've invited you probably 3 summers in a row.
No, he hasn't.
And you have never come with us.
He's never invited me.
That's untrue.
How about the fact that he claims to invite? He didn't even claim to have invited me.
No. No, absolutely not. No.
Doesn't want
Because
this car.
it's me, Dee, and Nutmeg that go. And I'm like, oh, Cam would
And I
love.
don't like nutmeg.
the exact you
Right.
evil.
She would just, first of all, you would fall asleep immediately.
Nutmeg is Joe's pet, by the way.
Yeah, my adorable dog.
Pet.
You
Pet.
choose your words
Baby.
wisely.
She is my
here.
baby.
It's an
She is
animal.
my princess. She's a sweet little bitch, and you will not,
My heart. He
you will
said
not
it.
talk ill.
My daughter just called me. Can Nutmeg make a phone call?
He could
You
probably
know what?
teach her.
Dee actually did text me while we were podcasting and said she's been crying at the door ever since I left tonight.
She's probably hungry.
Well, to be fair, I am the only one who puts food in her bowl and refills her water
What are you talking?
and gives her baths and plays with her. So
Crying. She's like, I'm gonna starve because he's talking about Star Wars.
My daughter can just open the fridge.
she can now.
My daughter's better
There was
than
one
Nutmeg.
point where she would cry at the door too.
And my daughter
And
will
said-
live longer.
And said,
You
"Oh my god!"
think of him. Cut the cameras. We go
I'm kidding. Nutmeg's cool.
Anyway.
Nutmeg saved me from choking on my own breath.
She is every time you would fall asleep in my house, she would stand over you and just check on your breathing.
Said sleep apnea. She ain't never seen no shit like that before.
Nope, she was checking on you every
she
time,
was looking down at you going, stop.
and you never threw one single toy.
No, she was like, "Don't stop.
No,
Please
she
don't
was
stop
saying-
breathing.
No, she's like, stop. I've had nothing.
Do it."
She'd drop the toy in your mouth, so you choke on it.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, the 49er Drive-In, it's awesome. I highly recommend you guys check it out. I'm going to invite you
Twisters.
again. I
Let's go
told
for
you.
Twisters. Let's go for
Yeah,
Twisters.
Twisters has
I'm
got to
down.
be there. It's got to
down
be
for
there.
Twisters.
Can you imagine? You've never been there, but it's obviously in a big open. Well, neither of you have been there, but it's been a big open field in Valpo, like a completely rural area. Can you imagine watching the movie Twister there?
I mean, so
That's the perfect movie for the drive-in.
in Arizona they had a drive-in and we used to go a lot. So it was just kind of like,
Did you go to the Glendale one?
Yeah.
The one with 8? That's the biggest drive-in in the world.
is it really?
Yeah, I've been there.
yeah.
It's the building in the middle is like an octagon shape, and they have 8 screens.
Yeah,
But it's on concrete, which is weird because there's not grass, obviously, in Arizona. So everybody just parks in a concrete parking lot.
hot.
And then you sit in your car or you put your lawn chair out, but you're sitting in a concrete parking lot. Versus the 49er Drive-In in Valpo is grass. You're sitting on
I used to live
blankets,
like
it's a little more
walking distance
outdoorsy.
from there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the movie you remember watching there? Don't say Independence Day.
No, I mean it was in between the years of 2009 and 2013.
Sorry.
Well, I mean,
I saw a Jurassic Park movie there. I've seen a couple Jurassic Park movies there, which
I don't
is cool
necessarily
too.
remember because one, I'm not a movie guy, and two, usually I would go to fuck. I had to fake an orgasm once in there. It was a big girl. I don't know. I've told you the story, haven't I?
No.
So this big girl. Remember I told you about the big girl with fake tits?
Stop saying big
No.
girl.
She was that blonde, Nice girl.
Big girl with fake tits. When did she get those?
She got them before we met.
I'm just repeating the words he said.
She got them before we met.
Before, no, but I'm saying before she was.
No, she got them as a big girl.
Before she was. Okay.
She got them as a big girl. She was big.
So
and
she
got bigger
wasn't.
tits.
She wasn't little Debbie. She was large Deborah.
But she was short, so she was only like
She was
5'3".
big Deborah when she got him. Because
Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah, she got them. She embraced it. She was like, "This is my size. I want big tits."
So
Did they displace to fill, or did they just?
They
you know
were
what I mean?
nice. They were-
Like, would you say like, "Hey Doc, while you're in there, why don't you just?"
I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did it. I don't know the science. But
think you
anyway,
could just do that. I think
she
you just
drove a Nissan Altima or something like that. And so,
She driving both seats at the same time.
no.
How big we talking about?
No, she wasn't that big. But so this will give you a good idea. This will give you a good idea. So we pulled up. We were supposed to watch a movie. We watched one. She was like, "Let's get in the back seat," and I'm like, "I'm not.
She was seatbelt extender.
I'm not getting in the back seat with her." But I did
She said, "Put me in the
because
back seat."
I was a good sport. I got in the back seat, and then she got like she wasn't too big to have like pushed the front seat all the way up, and she's like sitting
would
on my
hope
lap,
not.
and we were just like we were trying to make something happen.
She was sitting in your lap,
yeah, and I was slump,
right?
And then she
trying to
was
wonder
just-
if you're ever gonna feel your legs again.
and she was just moving. She was just moving, just.
And the wheels were just
And
squealing.
I couldn't move. I was pinned
the
down.
axles were
So I
absolutely
just had to hope.
bending.
I had to hope
my mic.
that I got hard, that I just stayed hard the whole time. I was just hoping.
Hard attack.
No. I was just hoping that I stayed hard the whole time. And she was just doing. So at one point I wanted it
Yeah,
to be
why
over.
was she making that noise? Was she hungry?
I'm gonna tell you a funny part. At one point, I just needed it to stop, so I faked it.
How do you fake coming? And then what? Threw some mayonnaise that she had in her pocket?
She's too big. She was never gonna find
You
it.
hit her in the pocket and mayonnaise exploded?
She was big enough to where she was never gonna find
Those
it.
are my pocket maze.
She didn't know.
My God.
So the funny part was
Oh, that was, none of that was
the
funny.
funny part is it was dark. What happens in a car when you open the door in the dark?
Lights turn on.
Yes, the lights turn on. And all the lights in the car went on. And she was struggling to get off me. And everyone saw. Luckily, we were in the back, so not many people saw, but yeah. And then after that, she went into the little, how they had the little food court area?
Of course she did.
She's hungry.
She went in there, cleaned them out. She said, "Turn this on. You're sold out. You're sold out, baby."
Went in there and got a churro and some other shit. Tacos and shit.
She said, "Give me all the popcorn you got."
After that was like the last time I was like, okay, I'm never riding with people ever again.
You're
'Cause
never
I'm
letting her
just
ride
stuck.
again. Oh.
That was like my second time dating her. You ever dated someone and then you break up
You
with
went
them?
back for seconds?
You ever dated
She
someone?
did.
You ever dated someone and you break up with them and then you like double back and you're like, I don't remember why I broke up with this person. It can't be that bad. And then you get back and you're like, oh, this was why.
I have actually. I don't think I've ever actually gotten back with someone.
Not worth it.
I don't think I've ever done. I've never done the on and off
Not
thing.
worth it. But yeah, that's what
I've
what
never done that.
the biggest drive-in in the world. That's what I remember it for.
My life is one big on and off with
But
Damn, that's crazy. So, did you say you saw Free Willy, or is that what you saw out there, or am I just confusing the
It was
story?
a water movie. I don't know. I don't know what I
his
saw.
mic.
I don't know what I
I've
saw.
had enough. Unplug his microphone.
Next topic.
God.
Get into a little bit of music before we close this thing out.
Oh God.
The new Lupe Fiasco album came out. It's called Samurai. And I know what you're thinking. You've been waiting for a new Lupe Fiasco album.
I didn't even know until you told me.
I
that there was
honestly
a new
didn't
album
know.
out.
I didn't know until I was at work and I was trying to look for new songs to add.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked up like the hot new songs on Spotify and there was one on there by him. I'm like, oh, that's kind of different. He put out a new song, and then I clicked it, and it said he had a whole album coming out like that. I think it came out that day, and I was like, there you go. This is mumble rap, I think. How much can you play of this? That much, I guess. Oh,
Chocolate cake. Oh, I like that. Gentrified.
This nigga's just saying words.
Are you not
No,
a Lupe
it's good.
Fiasco fan?
I like. No, you used to love Lupe.
I used to love Lupe. Food and Liquor was cool. The Cool was
my favorite
the
album
best
of all time.
album ever. And then afterwards, I feel like Lupe Fiasco stayed in 2007
He started
musically. Like this would have been really, really, really hot in like 09. This would have slapped in 09.
So what's interesting, or what I find interesting about how I feel about his music, is he really didn't change. He really didn't change much in terms of like style. Like it wasn't like Childish Gambino, where I loved his early stuff, and then he started putting out stuff that was just weird, and I was like, he's trying to be different. I get it, and I was like, no, I'm not bored with this. Lupe never really tried to be different, but like I don't know, his music at some point I was just like,
this is the best way to break down Lupe Fiasco. You had real Lupe Fiasco, like the reason why people like him, and then you had B.O.B. Right? Remember B.O.B.?
Yeah.
You had the B.O.B. Lupe Fiasco where he needed a hit to stay relevant. At one point, he stopped doing those relevant hits because he didn't care to be mainstream anymore. And he just reverted to just being authentically Lupe Fiasco. But Lupe Fiasco was really, really great at telling stories. And at one point, he stopped telling stories. And when he stopped telling stories, I stopped listening to his music.
what was the last album that you think
The Cool was the last album that he went on a long hiatus.
That was the last one you listened to?
No, that was the last one I liked.
Oh.
I didn't like anything else. I didn't like Setso and whatever.
Tiesto and Youth?
Did not like it.
There was Dragos Light or something. Look up his discography right now.
What was the one that had Words I Never Said on it? I like that song.
I think that was Food and Liquor.
I like that song because that one was with Skylar Grey. That's my girl.
No, that wouldn't have been Food and Liquor then. Skylar Grey wasn't.
Yeah.
That could have been
because she
Food
was
and
actually
Liquor.
credited. She wasn't like backing vocal. She was actually credited as
No,
Skylar
that could have
Grey.
been Food and Liquor 2, which I'm looking at right now, the track list. That had Battle Scars, which was a big song for him. Around My Way.
Oh, that was Lasers that had Words I Never
That's what
Said.
it was. Okay.
Yeah, because that was 5 years after Food and Liquor. So it was Food and Liquor was his first album. Great. The Cool was his next album. My favorite album of all time, of anyone, for anyone. Lasers had some mainstream bangers
That's the
on
last
there.
one I remember is Laser.
Food and Liquor 2, I don't really remember much from that. And then it was Tiesto and Youth, Drogos Light, which I think I listened to. I don't remember anything. Drogos Wave, Drill Music in Zion. Never heard of that until just now. I'm reading those words for the first time in that order. That apparently came out in 2022.
I remember when that came out. That was trash.
2022, 10 songs. I mean, I'm going to listen to it because I've never heard it before. But
It's not. It's basically a diss track to drill music.
And then
Really?
Samurai, this one that just came out. It's only 8 songs. I actually really do like the first 5. The last 3 I'm not a big fan of. But there's 5.
8 songs? I like
Only
that.
8 songs.
I like that.
But I do like the first 5. And I will definitely listen to it.
Bring this Lupe back. Bring back Lupe, who collaborated with Pharrell.
Oh yeah, no collabs too.
No,
collabs.
no.
this time.
Well, Pharrell used to produce him.
Pharrell don't even make music like he was doing.
No, he makes Despicable Me's.
This was on
Legos.
Lasers, maybe? Was this on Lasers?
This was supposed to be on Lasers. Because he says lasers.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm going to see that Lego movie. I don't give a damn.
I get my energy from my energy.
Bring back that Lupe Fiasco. And that was in 2010. Lasers came out in
14
2011.
years ago.
2011. So I don't think that was on Lasers though. And then everything that he did with Child Rebel Soldier, Please Bring It Back.
Yeah, right.
Please bring it back.
CRS, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Did they put out an album or was it just a couple songs?
No, it was just that one song.
That was supposed to be him, Pharrell, and
Kanye West.
Kanye.
Yeah.
He had one song with was it Matthew Santos? No. He had one song with
was that Superstar?
Yeah, he had a couple songs with him. He was on Fighters too.
I hear that song every goddamn day at work.
Yeah. I think
Any song that's on the playlist at work that's Lupe, that's obviously songs that I added. Like Kick Push obviously is on there.
I mean he had another song with it was some guy with a weird two first names that he had singles with.
Well, there's the Battle Scar song that is heavily featured with someone else on it. You remember Battle Scars? That was on Food and Liquor 2. That was
Guy Sebastian. Yeah.
Yeah, Guy
He was doing
Sebastian.
a lot of music with Guy Sebastian. Where is he now?
Guy Sebastian. Yeah,
Dead.
that was the Battle Scar song they did.
He died.
Do you remember that one? This one? This was pretty big. I mean, this was on the radio a lot.
It was actually Guy Sebastian's song. That's
Oh,
why
Lupe
it
was featured?
Yeah.
Very vaguely. What year did this come out in?
2012?
This is 11 years ago.
Oh no, I probably wouldn't have remembered that one then because I was.
Did you ever listen to Lupe back in the day? Or at all, or ever?
I did up until I stopped listening after Lasers.
Okay, so you did listen to the Cool.
I did
So you know the
listen
Cool
to-
and all that stuff too.
Yes, absolutely. Because my older brother
I have Daydreaming on the
loved
playlist
Lupe
too.
Fiasco. Yeah, you do have Daydream.
Daydreaming's on there too. But that song, I think, has a couple lyrics in it that I'm like, every time it plays, I'm like, oh,
You
no one's
flinch a little
around.
bit.
Yeah.
No, my brother, he
think
used
he
to
said
love Lupe
prostitutes, I
Fiasco,
think he
so I
says.
listened to it. Oh, that'll be all right. I'm sure.
Yeah, he said the prostitute's bag right around the lower leg. Yeah. But I was like, every time that comes on, I was looking around.
You look around, see you? You're gonna
You
get
went
in
around, you went
trouble.
around. All right, we're good.
People don't understand his lyrics anyway. So
Really? You think so?
no, like off of just the offshoot of hearing it, that's not a song. You can't.
You mean decipher his lyrics?
Yeah, they can't-
Because
they
I was gonna
can't
say
put it together.
he speaks clearly, which is
No,
why,
clearly?
which is why that song that I like on his new album called Mumble Rap, I like that one because he's making fun of mumble rappers.
He's been
how it's
doing that for a
popular
minute now.
Like just like what was that song? God, it's one of my favorite songs. It's on the Cool where he's making fun of Dumb It Down. Dumb It Down, where he's making fun of the fact that like all these rappers know that if they dumb down their lyrics, it'll get them to play.
Yeah. Shit, that's still up to this day.
Which actually was going through my
Which
head
is-
during that movie American Fiction
This
that
is
came out
a,
over the summer, and he and Jeffrey Wright's character dumbed down his was it a book he made? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this song. And I was thinking of this Lupe song during the movie. I'm like, oh yeah, it's the same concept.
Should have probably
Just play
played
the
it.
movie.
They probably should have played it over the
Actually,
scores.
that would have been good.
See, put me in the
This song
studio.
has so many double entendres and triple entendres. I remember when I was a kid, or a teenager, I guess. I remember going through, I think it was Rap Genius at the time, and just looking through every line and clicking it and reading like paragraphs.
All the
about-
annotations and shit.
Every line had a paragraph or two about this means this and this and this and this and this.
I remember when he came out with the Cool, and then it was supposed to be a whole thing, and he came out with a website for the Cool where you can look at the characters and stuff like that. And I was so into it, and then he went on a 5-year hiatus, and then when he came out with Lasers, and Lasers had nothing to do with it, and I was super disappointed. And then after that, I just wasn't really a Lupe fan anymore. I mean, that is something to be said about these artists. Like that was before it was cool to disappear. Like you can't just like. Well, I was there. There was this discussion about. I know you don't listen to R&B music, so you wouldn't know. But do you know who Lucky Day is?
Yeah.
Okay. Lucky Day is another artist who he made songs, like he made ballads that were really famous, misunderstood. That Painted album was a masterpiece. And now he went from doing that to and working with real good writers to working with Babyface. You know, Babyface has a little bit of a vibe. But now he's working with Bruno Mars. And Bruno Mars's style of music is poppier and it's bouncier. And now he's in it's funk. It's funk music. Bruno Mars is what funk music is today.
Yeah.
And he just totally abandons the R&B object of it, and he's with this trash ass funk. Don't nobody want to fucking hear that shit. And it's just it's terrible how artists will just totally abandon audiences after they become, I don't know. With Lupe, he stayed true to himself, so fine.
Yeah.
He's an actual fucking samurai, I guess. He practices the shit.
He's got weird videos of him in his backyard, just like slicing through foliage.
Yeah, and so cool. But if he ever wanted to know, I mean, I don't want to smoke with Lupe because he lives very close to me. But I mean, if he ever wanted to know where his audience went, we're still waiting for Food and Liquor 2. We're still waiting for the Cool 2.
Well, he literally did put out the Food and Liquor 2.
Not the one that he put out.
You like, not that bullshit.
Not that
Literally
one. Not that one. The real one. The real one. We want the real one. Go back in the studio with Pharrell. Call Pharrell because Pharrell still got your number. You're still a legend. So Lupe Fiasco is a rap legend. He's still a great rapper. Go back in the studio with Pharrell. Figure that shit out, man.
He's actually not that old either.
He's not. No, he's not. But we'll move on to our. About to hear me complain some more.
Yeah, you guys got this last topic because I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, well, the BET Awards. I didn't watch the whole BET Awards. I've only seen bits and pieces of it. I wasn't gonna watch Taraji. I just can't. I saw her rapping, doing
She
Not Like Us.
Keith Lee with I don't care what that man.
She confused Keith Lee with Jordan.
And then
Jordan the
proceeded
Stallion.
to flirt with him while his wife was. Bro, she was doing some weird shit. She was a terrible host.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the hosting. The worst part of it for me, this is the only reason why I watch these things, are the tributes. And
Not
it
that
sounds
gospel music.
weird for Usher to get a tribute award because Usher is literally still active, and Usher looks the same exact way he did when he made 8701. So
I feel like part of me feels like they only did it because Usher is kind of like getting this weird renaissance thing because of the Super Bowl. I feel like a lot of younger people are talking about Usher again.
yeah, and
I
he
feel like that's
he
probably
dropped
why
an
he
album. It
attributed
wasn't a really great album, but
No.
it was Usher still, Usher.
It was better than
And
Justin
his
Timberlake album.
Vegas residency did very good.
That too,
He
the
created a
Vegas
new
residency.
trend. Coco Jones bit off a little bit of his trend of going to famous people and their spouses and while they're performing and seducing them and all the other stuff, but which caused a bit of a stir. Which makes sense why Keke Palmer would perform, because Keke Palmer was the one who went to his Vegas residency and lost her boyfriend because she was dancing on him. That makes sense now.
That's not why she lost her boyfriend. She
Well,
lost her
no.
boyfriend because what she was wearing
and
You a
all this other
mom.
bullshit. And then at the end, she just pulls her pants down. Which is it's a Usher thing,
That's
but
what I'm
the
about to
way
say.
he
Is that
does it
Usher
is
thing?
different. He shimmies his pants down. It's cool when he does it.
Versus
When she does it, she
dropped it
just
down.
pulled her pants. It was weird.
That's why I couldn't place the reference because she didn't do it.
Here's the thing: women right now, as of the last 6-7 years, women have dominated R&B.
Yeah.
Women have dominated R&B, and I'm for it. I love it. But when it comes to Usher, and I understand that you can't get Chris Brown, one, on a public BET platform because of what he did.
You can't get him on a public platform at all anymore.
Two, because he beefs with Usher.
Which blows my mind.
But there are other artists out there outside of Childish Gambino who can't really dance very well.
What?
He
No,
can't.
he
Stop
can't.
it.
I perked up when you brought
He
Childish.
can't
Childish
do.
Gambino be doing this weird little.
He has a two-step, but he can't do choreographed dancing like Chris Brown.
can't.
Oh, well,
Not he doesn't
Well, sure.
do. He
Because that's
doesn't
what you
dance
would
like.
need for an Usher
Yeah,
tribute.
for Usher, you need a choreographed
okay.
dance.
I wasn't listening to the beginning of the conversation. I just thought you were saying
Childish
Don
Gambino
Glover doesn't
can't
know how to
dance.
dance, and I was like, I think he's a fun dancer. But okay, you mean
He's a fun dancer. Like
you
he's
mean
a
he's not
black
one to
wedding
deliver
dancer.
a dancing tribute.
He's a black wedding dancer. He can do his thing on the dance floor at a black wedding. Outside of that, I don't want to see the nigga dance. He's built awkward.
That's so specific. I'm screaming.
But it's true. So
then that's why I would ask, what male artist would you have thrown into the, because that's the thing, I can't think of any, I can think of male R&B artists, but not any with choreography as well for some reason. I can't think
Aaron Ray.
Ray.
Let me just go through what I'm listening to right now.
Because it's like for the slower song, like
for the slower songs, you can bring on
people,
you can bring on Leon Thomas for the slower songs. You can bring on you can bring on there could have been a spot
Giveon there?
You can bring on Giveon.
I think he was there.
No, Giveon wasn't on there. You can bring
not for the tribute, but like he was at the BET Awards. He just wasn't part of the tribute.
You can bring out Lucky Day.
Yep.
You can bring out Ro James. You can bring out. There's guys you can bring out.
So I feel like what they
you can bring out
done,
Bryson Tiller.
I feel like they should have
bring out Sir.
They should have done guys for the intimate R&B, and then certain girls for like the dancing.
The thing is like, why are you bringing out girls to sing these guys' songs where they have to change the lyrics? Why is Lotto out here rapping Ludacris's part?
So
there are plenty of rappers who could just rap that. Ludacris is still alive.
Ludacris is still here. He should have been there for the tribute. The biggest.
It would have been so much bigger if Ludacris. She's not even. Is she from Atlanta,
bro? Lotto. No shade to Marsha Ambrosius. Lotto, Marsha Ambrosius. Ambrosius. I keep saying Ambrosius. I love Tinashe. I do, but Tinashe. Those three. I can't remember who else was in the tribute.
And Keke Palmer, and
because I know Victoria. So the ones who I feel like I was okay with was Victoria. I mean, with Tiana Taylor. Tiana Taylor was just there as like a body part, and what's her name, Coco Jones. The others, like the other girls that were there, I was confused. I think Lotto was only there because she had a song with
Destin
Usher.
Conrad.
Oh, bro, motherfuckers don't know. I know
and Destin Conrad don't miss. Destin Conrad has not put out one song that was trash.
Guess what? It was still June. Okay, it was still June. So doing it for the pride. But yeah, I feel like they should have had
male representation for a lifetime male artist. So you don't have, and it's not a men versus women thing. It's just like.
Because they could have.
Why not? Like, why? There are male R&B artists out here. I get that you're bigging up the women, but it's like it just doesn't make sense. It's like if you're gonna. It's the same thing as doing an or like doing a biography movie. Mm-hmm. Like if let's say they did the Ray Charles movie and Alicia Keys played Ray Charles. Mm-hmm. Like, why are we doing that?
I think it's honestly, in my opinion, 70% of the people that did the tribute was all based off of association. Because Lotto has a recent song with Usher. Summer Walker has a recent song with Usher. I feel like that was because no shade to their talent.
They're all very talented,
but
and they were lip singing. They were lip singing. Usher has enough ballads to where you don't even need. You don't need to lip. You don't need. You could have. You could have. Who would you have to sing "You Got It Bad"?
You Got It Bad.
You can get Eric Bellinger to sing "You Got It Bad." You can get Mac Ayres to sing "You Got It Bad." You can get Daniel Caesar to sing "You Got It Bad." You can get Omarion to go up there and he'll do it. But Omarion could have went up there and at least danced.
But the other thing though about the BET Awards, I feel like part of me is worried that the other thing is that maybe people just probably didn't want to go onto the BET Awards. I feel like the BET Awards has lost a lot of bit of its and that
luster.
Because BET Awards used to be like an event the same way. I mean, honestly, probably not as big as the Grammys, but it was a big deal.
I think it was big before social media.
Yeah.
And now that we have social media and we have other platforms to big up people, and then if you're gonna be the BET Awards and you're gonna stick around, then fucking call Kai Cenat to host a thing. If you're trying to stay relevant, stay relevant. Have Kai Cenat and Drewski host it.
Bro, Drewski could host it on his own.
And have them host it. Do it right. Get the younger crowd and do it live. They didn't do that right last year. They did the 50-year hip hop thing. They botched that.
It
was
flop,
terrible.
bro.
They just I had all the one hit wonders up there. Go and do half a verse and leave.
Wasn't Nicki the only? I think Nicki was the only female rapper that was on that stage, and I was like, "You're not gonna have the originals. You're not gonna have." We were just talking about her. You can have Queen Latifah ass up there. You're not gonna have any
Queen
of the
Latifah,
OGs.
MC Light, Lady of Rage, like.
They had Nicki Minaj for the 50
I mean,
years
they
of
probably
hip-hop.
they've done it before. They've given tributes to female rappers. They big up females all the time. I don't feel like that was a time where you needed to make a statement
Was
about
Jay-Z
women.
even there?
No, Jay-Z don't show up to nothing but Tom Brady's. fucking- and more power to him for only showing up for that, because niggas don't do it right. They just don't do it right. I mean, I'm listening to Marsha. I love Floetry, love Marsha. But
Boy,
come
I
on,
stay
man.
to say yes
Come
to somebody
on.
when I'm in my feelings.
Come on, man.
She got
Come
there
on.
croning. I said, "Oh no!"
Have Masego go up there and sing "Superstar." I'm going through my role. There's guys out there who can sing. Have Tone Smith go up there. There's guys who can sing who can. Wow.
Yeah.
Have Kenyon Dixon go up there. Have BJ the Chicago Kid go up there.
Bro,
You know?
I'm telling you, they don't have the clout like they used to. The BET Awards, they don't have it where people are hungry to go on there.
Have
as much as they used
PJ
to.
Morton sit at the piano and sing some Usher. Have somebody sing, first off. Have somebody actually fucking sing. I see what you're doing.
Get him out of here with this ASMR fucking Coke Zero.
The what about
People
meism
love
that white people do?
ASMR.
The what about meism that white people do? They can't be left out of anything, can they?
Bro, I haven't talked for like 10 minutes.
I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta let niggas get their shit off. It's
Which I had to
okay.
mute. This is not a set, but when I was posting like the little like preview of the podcast, I was
supercut you
like,
did? That was
the
good, by the way.
supercut. Thank you,
I liked
thank
it.
you. As I was getting ready to post, I was like, do I mute out every time we said? And I'm like, no, because we say it. In the, like it's just like when I like
Nah,
talk to
don't
people.
mute it when I say it.
It's just like it's like when I talk to people about it, and I'm like, we were talking about this on the podcast, but I was like, but I don't know if but I'm like, but if I'm sending them to watch it, they're gonna know we were talking about it. I'm like, so why am I like, we were talking about, but never mind. Like,
Listen,
they're gonna see
my
it.
mom's one of Joe's witnesses, and so is my dad. My mom is subscribed to.
So she's actively watches
She
it.
might, and if you, Mom, I'm sorry, but this is who I am.
I told my brother he could show it to everybody but my mom. I said, don't you? She knows about it
We-
because I
we
showed
talked
her.
about
You know what you want to know about the bussy popping you be doing? Bussy popping on the handstand?
Especially if, let me tell you something. If my father,
You do understand this is going on YouTube, bro. One of my videos
He's got
has
YouTube
over
down there in
my
Texas.
father,
One of my videos
Googles
has-
my name.
one of my videos has over
Just-
1,000 views.
Does he do this? Does he do that? He just shuts his laptop.
Just calmly closes it. Oh dear heavens to Betsy.
Yeah, one of my videos has 1,300 views.
Hell yeah.
What?
Yeah.
One of these podcast videos?
No, it's the one about the Leonardo da Vinci Last Supper one.
Why?
I saw that. I did see all.
Why
the
does it
views
have
on
so
that
many
one.
views?
One, I boosted it, and two,
I had a lot of views.
yeah.
It's funny if you look at that one in comparison to that one has.
the other ones are
a
like
lot of
30,
views.
40, 50.
That one has a lot. Of
Why?
The one with
Are
the
people
most,
just constantly just
I have
searching
one with
YouTube
69, one
Leo
with
da Vinci?
Look at this nasty fucker. He said he got one to
the
69
one
and
with
got
57,
excited.
one with 55. The first girls one has 81, and then the first sports ones has 106. So
I think I need to catch up. I think I'm one behind on the millennial, Midwest Millennial MILFs podcast. I think I'm one behind.
yeah, I'm also gonna have a podcast where I put like 5 girls and 1 guy, and the girls just get to beat up on the guy.
Casting couch?
No, but about topics and stuff like that. I feel like that one is gonna be the one that pops.
Just let me be standing off to the side.
And I'm also going to be doing,
Get him again.
when I come back, I'm also going to be doing individual interviews. So I'm going to be doing like 5-minute interviews, like get to know this person type interviews.
5 minutes. What are you gonna get to know in 5 minutes?
Oh, I'm just gonna ask like random questions,
Rapid
like
fire.
who's your least favorite person to pod with, and
Oh, what if you did one, but all right, let's say you lined up like 10 questions, right? And you had 10 wings, and each wing got hotter. And you asked them a question, and they had to eat a hot wing before they answered.
Don't get yourself sued. Okay. Don't,
what can we do? What can we do that's like that? That's
Don't-
that concept.
Don't get yourself sued.
But
okay.
what can we do that's a
Glizzies.
concept like that?
You got to eat a glizzy. Every question, you got to eat another glizzy till you're 10 glizzies in. Till you get glizzy dizzy by the 10th
You either
one.
got to eat the glizzy or answer a question. Jesus Christ.
I do want to record us all going to a baseball game and doing the dog and beer challenge.
What the fuck is the dog and beer? Don't. Ew.
There's no way I could do that.
What's
No?
the dog
No.
and beer challenge?
There's 9 innings in a game. Every inning you eat a hot dog and you chug a beer. I could do
Yeah. Yeah. Your reaction is the reaction of everyone who thinks they could do it, and very few people could do it.
I can do it.
How long does an inning usually last?
Well,
20 minutes, 30
they
minutes.
changed the rules. So now, yeah, it could be anywhere from 15 minutes to 45 minutes.
So a hot dog.
But
every
it
15
used to be,
45 minutes.
before they changed the rules, you were consistent like 20 to
Is
30
it 12
minutes.
ounce beer?
Not 30 minutes. Huh?
12 ounce beer?
I think so.
Actually, no. Now that I think about it, I can because
Yeah.
the beer would fuck
Or
me
we
up.
would just, honestly, we can just do it here. You guys just come over for when we could do a live stream. Sox
Yeah, I
game.
mean, you don't have to go to a
I would
game.
have to leave immediately after so I can go home.
Actually, that's a way
because
better idea because you
I
go
have
to a
cleaning products
ballpark.
in my bathroom if you wanted
I
to.
can't go back to back after somebody just went into the
You
bathroom.
go
No,
to the
not
ballpark,
back
you're
to
going to
back. I let you
spend.
go first.
If we go to the ballpark and do that, we're each going to be spending like $150.
Yeah, no, we could do it here.
So yeah, that makes way more sense.
Do you want to do that? Like live stream it?
No, but I'll watch you.
Live stream it?
I'll watch you do it.
No, you're gonna be there. If I'm gonna be there, you're gonna be there.
I cannot put down 9 hot dogs.
You're gonna try.
Let's pick a day where
Bullying.
the
Peer
Sox
pressure.
play where we can be here.
He's gonna
and
do
you
it.
could watch me.
He said he's down. Look at that
You
smile.
can watch me do it. We could do
He's
it.
like,
Now,
I'm down.
now, if you guys want to do that challenge, the hot dog one, where you eat 9 hot dogs,
Where
if there's
we-
some alternative we can find with like
There we go, we.
wings or something, hot wings like
what's
spicy.
the hot dog equivalent wing? How many wings make one hot dog?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just saying like spiciness. You know, if we get like 9 wings and they get, basically I do the same
Let's
thing.
just do spicy dogs.
What's the hot dog equivalent wing?
That's just a lot of food. I don't think I could eat. I'm saying I don't think I could physically eat 9 hot dogs in like 2 hours.
This is coming from the guy who just said he doesn't release his food the minute it's in.
That doesn't mean I'm eating a lot of it. I'm just saying when I start biting into a fast food sandwich, it's gonna be in my hand till it's gone.
We'll just stack the hot dogs on top of it, and then you can just hold it.
How many hot dogs can you put down, guy? Like regular ones?
I've only ever eaten 4 in a day.
Really?
Oh, in
That's
a
what I'm
day?
saying.
How are you that big then?
Because I eat a lot of other stuff.
Oh, well.
That's rude.
No, that's just a general. I'm bigger than him. What are you talking
That's a
about?
fair question.
How are you that big?
Well,
man?
I thought. Well, to be fair, I thought you said how were you that big, not how are you that big. So if you did say "are,"
You're
then
still
I
a-
am offended.
You're still a big boy.
Then I am offended if you said "are."
how many can you eat? How many hot dogs can you put down?
Like regular size ones?
Yeah.
Maybe like 12. Regular size ones. Yeah. Kirkland ones, maybe like 6.
I think I could
Five,
eat more
five.
than 4. I'm just saying
5.
4 is the most I've ever had. In
The
a
most
day.
I've had in a day
is
was probably
7.
like, the most I've had in a day's time, you give me like 24 hours. I like I'm thinking back to like when we would barbecue and we just, they'd just be out.
Back to back. I would just
Maybe like
do this
17.
is a dumb question. Hot dogs don't shrink when they're on the grill, right?
Yeah,
Some of
they
them
do.
Shrink,
What do
some,
you mean? Yeah, they
so
do.
maybe that's probably why I was able to huff down so much off the grill because
It's
I would
really the
just
bread.
because the juices
inhale
come
them.
out of it.
Oof.
Yeah, no, I mean, think about it, bro. If it's
Anything
breakfast,
you heat up, is
I could
gonna
eat.
shrink.
I could eat 4 dogs. Think about it. If it's in 24 hours, and it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snack,
Cannibal.
I can eat 5. No, I can eat 6.
Do you know what cannibal means?
I can eat 5. I can eat
mouth.
5 as a meal.
Oh, are you saying
3
he's a
times in
dirty
a day.
dog? I get it.
I can eat 5 in a meal 3 times in a day.
It's making me hungry.
For hot dogs?
Yeah.
I had a chili dog thing that I just got over.
He said he ate 17 dogs in a day, and that was appealing to you?
Because it just makes me think of hot dogs. And it just makes me like hungry for like a hot dog right now. Oh no. Oh no.
He wants some dick.
Okay.
That boy wants some dick. Some dick and a hot dog. What's all that movement in that hot dog?
I am never.
What is that sound effect?
Does it shrink?
No, that's robot. It was it's called megaphone.
A
Really?
megaphone?
Yeah.
Do that again?
This one?
Oh, I guess it's echoey.
It is
I can
echoey,
hear it,
but-
echo phone.
I also changed my voice because he wants a hot dog.
Okay. Yes, because it makes me hungry. Okay. Excuse me.
Hungry.
We're about to hit 2 hours again.
Break his shit.
I thought for sure we could do this in an hour and a half.
Oh,
No.
you bold.
That
you bold. man.
we were done with Lupe 25, 30 minutes ago.
Oh, that's okay.
Look at him. He's trying to blame the BET Awards. Look at him trying to blame the BET Awards. Oh, here we go.
Blame black people.
Do you have an intro outro song? Is this it?
This is just what comes on the board.
This is kind of funky.
Never in your life.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
I have to start making music again so I can make.
Let's
an
get a nice
outro.
intro song. Who do we know who makes music?
I used to, but I don't have a synthesizer to be able to put stuff together anymore.
Excuses.
Who do we know that can vocalize something?
Ooh, child.
That's it. That's the intro. Ooh, child. That's the intro.
I can actually clip up things and then just hit a button and it plays.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, guy, take us out.
Well, that'll be it. Episode 4 of the Entertainment Panel. Thank you guys for rocking with us.
Oh, wait.
Rockin'.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to bring it up. Do you guys know what my jersey is from?
Oh, it's for G Baby.
Hardball.
Hold on. This is how we'll take
Wow,
us
way
out.
to end on a somber note.
Well, because it's a movie, and this is a podcast about movie TV shows.
Watch what I do with it.
Big Papa, you gotta play Big Papa.
Keanu Reeves.
You don't remember this song?
I actually don't.
This is the theme song for the movie.
I actually don't remember this. I just remember Big Papa is like the one song that I remember.
I miss those movies.
When he's on the mound. Does he have headphones on, or does he pretend like he has
I think
headphones
he
on?
pretend like he has headphones on.
We get
Those were the days.
That may have been the first time I ever cried in a movie theater.
when G Baby died.
Yeah.
I don't care.
We need to bring those.
I would have
movies
been.
back.
I know I saw it with my buddies, and that was weird because I was like
You've
11?
You and your buddies, man.
11 or 12, and I saw it in the theater with.
style and grace, allow me to bring
When did that come out? Was it
the back of the club.
2001?
Yeah, 2000.
What about Diddy?
2001.
The back of the club. Take that, take that, take that.
What the fuck is he doing?
It's Diddy. You never heard it?
Ah, jeez.
Yeah.
I used to do this thing, and when I lived in Arizona, I would go up to McDonald's, and be like,
Oh, let me get a quarter pounder with cheese. Oh, some French fries and let me get a chocolate shake for Brooklyn.
And would they give it to you?
"What's there? What was that?" Yeah,
Tight.
and I'd be like, "I'm just kidding. Let me get a McDouble or something."
What the fuck was that voice?
At
was
Ball
Biggie.
State.
I know, but I've never heard you do that voice
I'm
before.
very good
That's
at imitating people.
That's
At Ball State, I ordered successfully through McDonald's a McGangbang.
you
Oh,
would.
yeah.
You would.
Yeah,
I mean, it's college.
I told you
campus.
about
They're
my
used
hash
to it.
browns on. Yeah, remember when they brought out breakfast? You could buy breakfast all day.
He told us about that. Remember?
Yeah, I would put hash browns on my McDouble with mac sauce. Yeah.
I'm willing to try that. I like
know
hash
that-
browns.
that heart-
McDonald's has good hash browns.
That heart just.
Oh, bro, chest pains. Chest pain. As of late though, my blood pressure's been really good since I've had those 4 honey packs. And then
Oh, here we go again.
no,
Let's wrap it up.
hold on.
Let's wrap it up.
I just got a Cialis pill. It's sitting on my dresser. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to take it. I think I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it when I'm.
Wait until Aaron leaves Blue alone.
Jesus Christ! You got to remember, I don't like animals, so that don't ever work.
It's ew.
You don't have to like animals.
Yeah, but
To me, no, I'm not even gonna know.
I noticed you're out of peanut butter.
why
you
would
been
you
doing with
notice
it?
that?
It's a joke.
Eating the
Come
peanut
on,
butter.
guy.
I've been
Joke,
eating.
fuck.
I don't like messy.
Actually, I think I see peanut butter from here.
Jar
Do you see
just
it?
hanging open on the edge.
I swear to God.
You might be.
Cam, look. Look at the open cabinet. There's peanut butter literally right
Like you're
there.
fucking around. Swear to God.
Swear to God.
Imagine Benzes giving ends to my and it feels stupendous, tremendous cream, fuck $1 in the dream. Tote gat strapped with infrared beams.
That's right, that's right. Yeah.
All a nigga knows.
Still can't believe Biggie said he wanted to suck that girl's daddy dick.
You look so good, huh?
that?
I suck on your daddy's dick. I never
remember
felt
that?
that way in my life.
You didn't know about that
take long
lyric?
for me
Nah,
to make
never
you my
listened to
wife.
him. Never
That
listened to him.
lyric, I said, well, happy pride, Biggie.
I really didn't listen to much 90s rap.
The funny part about that song wasn't that he said that. The funny part about that song was Diddy being a predator in the song. You never heard it? I know we want to leave, but
Let me ask you a question, yo. Yo, would you kill for me?
Baby, the signs were always there.
You should have asked some motherfucker. Fuck wrong with you, bitch.
When I met you, I admit my first thoughts was a trick. You look so good, huh? I suck on your daddy's dick. I never felt that
Wow.
way in my life. It didn't take
This
long
was
for
the
me.
Wow,
90s.
that's what I was gonna say. This
This
was
was the 90s.
hold on.
Can
this
you
was
imagine?
well before Lil Nas X.
Listen.
Time is right, the wine is right. I treat you right. You talk slick, I beat you right.
Listen.
Could you imagine? Wow.
Could you imagine if
Talking
Kendrick
about
Lamar
sucking your dad's dick.
Did you just hear how aggressive
Biggie
Diddy
walked.
was? And
Biggie
don't lie to me,
walks so Lil
motherfucker.
Nas X could come.
on that note?
Let's take us out. All right, guys. Episode 4, the entertainment panel. We're done here. We are very, very done here. The disrespect. Oh,
on, that's good.
one more thing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but
That's dope.
that is dope.
I actually was looking for it. I was like, I can't believe he didn't put it up. And then I noticed it over here.
Bet. Lou Gehrig, rest in peace. Yeah, that's it.